This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production. This is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers, let's go.
I know the whole city rising. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fins for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. Who that? To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say good morning to you, my Finlaws, my family. Super excited to be hanging out with y'all on this Spread Kindness Friday. Super excited to be with you on the air this morning. We're going to have a great morning. We got a great show lined up for you today. It is Spread Kindness Friday. It is one of my favorite shows of the week, and I'm glad that you're here joining me. Again, my name is Stephen Daniels. You can follow me on all social media at Stephen D. SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Make sure you also follow Miami Sports Music everywhere where we are on at Miami Sports Music, except on Twitter where we are at MIA Sports Music. Also want to remind you guys, too, to hit that like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe and hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Join now. Sign up to become a member today. There are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you, and we can't grow without your help. So if you're interested, sign up, become a member today. In the description, we definitely want you to do that there. It's a big deal, okay? I appreciate it. Thank you. It is Friday. It is. If you want to help the channel grow by donating, lots of different ways you can do it. You can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $sign below the bottom of the chat. You can also use Cashapp or PayPal, $sign MSMpodcastNetwork. MSMpodcastNetwork. Absolutely amazing. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. It will be awesome. Yeah, man, we should see how it goes. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports, Hangry Owls, Vasasaur, a great place to sit.com, and obviously Tail Greeter. Download the app today on your current Apple or Crapple or Android device today, and make sure y'all do that. Remember, we got 3 great tailgates coming up next year that Miami Sports Music will directly be hosting and a part of, along with Tail Greeter. The FedEx takeover in Washington, the Philly Finvasion in Philadelphia, and the Baltimore beatdown in Baltimore. And as always, we're at East 32 Dolphins tailgates for all the home games with Cameron. And that's where you guys can see the Tail Greeter pregame show. It's awesome. It's always live there. It's great. We have a great time, and I'm super excited to get on there and all that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great, guys. Super excited. Today, we got a great show lined up for you today. A little bit before I got on the air today, Mike Gesicki signs with the Patriots. We all kind of saw it coming. Why is that important to us? Look, Gesicki had a long, really good career here, so I wanted to obviously, talk about it and discuss it a little bit. And we're going to recap the first week of NFL free agency. Jason Sarnie and I are going to, jump right into a lot of the different things that we want to talk about with some of the rumors that are going on. I've heard Noah Fant's name. Adam Schefter just tweeting 5 minutes ago that Patriots free agent Pro Bowl punter Jake Bailey is visiting today with the Miami Dolphins. So, maybe Morstead's not back. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what the Dolphins Dolphins decide to do moving forward. And how they go a lot of different things. We're going to talk about people that covers the teams and kind of their views on it. Barry Jackson's had a lot to say. We're going to dive into that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Just a lot of different things to talk about. But Jason Sarnie will be coming on the air with me here momentarily. So I'm excited about that. It'll be pretty good. As soon as I can get Jason on the air, it'll be great. They're great. I want to say, good morning to everybody. What's going on? How y'all doing? Let me say hello to people in the chat. Who's in the chat this morning? We got Rick Spar. We got Concrete. We got Shake Money in the building. Manalo, Trucker Sean, Todd Liberto, Adam Sadowski. Who else? Patrick. Good morning, Patrick. Newfoundland. Dolphin JK. Fins up. Big Play Gritty Gown. He is. That's okay, though. JD the Great. Good morning, Stephen D. Good morning, JD the Great. Lance McDonald, Trucker Lance. What's up, Trucker Lance? Happy Patty's Day to you, lucky. You know what I just noticed, too? It is St. Patrick's Day. Totally forgot. I'm wearing green. Okay, I got green on. And I made the background green of the show thumbnail today. Didn't do that on purpose at all, by chance. And it's St. Patrick's Day. Look at me. Look at me. My inner subconscious knows exactly what's going on with the real world because I did not at all. Kazim says, I'm not here. All right, wicked hard, Kaz. What's up, Kaz? Good morning, man. I could see the light. What's up, Steven? What's up? I could see the light. I like that name. I could see the light. It's a good name. I do like it. Gabriel Sosa, what is going on? Trucker Sean, a half a trucker. Ooh. We got trucker beef out here in these streets. What does it take to be a good trucker? I am interested to know that. Do you just have to know how to drive a little bit and stay awake, or do you have to be a great driver and know how to stay awake? Because you don't need to know, maps or anything anymore. You have GPSs, right? So you don't have to necessarily know where you're going. You got a GPS that tells you. What does it take, Trucker Sean, Trucker? I know I got some truckers that listen to my show. So what does it take to be a good trucker? The world wants to know. I'd be interested to know that. It'll be interesting to see what the answers are for that. What else we got? He said, good morning, Trucker Sean says, Marvelous 305. I like that name. Real quick, just because you brought it up, your name is Marvelous 305. I will say this. One of my best friends growing up, and still is to this day, guy by the name of Travis Stansbury. Shout out to Travis. Love the guy. Okay. Travis made this joke growing up. He said, look, when I have kids, I'm going to name them two things. I'm going to have two kids. I'm going to name them two names. Okay. And he goes, first name I'm going to name my first kid is Justin Credible. And then he would go Stansbury because that was his last name. So that way, when I'm at his graduation, if I have a second kid, his name's going to be Marv Ellis Stansbury. Okay. So when I'm at their graduation, I can stand up and say, just incredible, or let's go marvelous. Marvelous. I don't know if that was a funny joke nonetheless. I always thought it was funny. So that's my dad joke of the day. Bam. Where's it at? Where's the bam? Let's go. Dad joke of the morning. Let's go. Super excited about it. Love all the dad jokes. Sean's throwing tomatoes at me. I don't care. Forget y'all. He says, not crashing the truck or taking the product. Sadesky says, Lance says, you still need to read a map. I guess. Trucker beef, bro. Honk that air horn for us. Yeah, no doubt. I'm in Brooklyn right now, Lance. Get your butt down here and let's see you can get here faster. Being safe out on the road. From what I was told, it's easier today to drive trucks than it was back when you had to shift like 30 gears. Can't really use Google. Google doesn't have truck restrictions on it. So Lance, there's your $1 million idea. You make an application, an app with maps and trucker restrictions. There's your $1 billion idea right there. Bam, let's go. There's your $1 million idea. Concrete says, Trucker Sean, I'm an hour north of Brooklyn. He goes, Trucker Sean, I haven't read a map in years. I have dedicated customers all over New York, Mass, New Jersey, and Connecticut. The world would be a nicer place with more dad jokes. I'll tell you what right now. Somebody donates $1. You just donate $1 to the channel. Get the ball rolling on the donations today. I will do 3 dad jokes right now. Donate. Oh, look there we go. He goes, donation must be passed around tenfold for this week. We just experienced. Let's go, Cap, with the $20 donation. I like it. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. We got some good ones. I gotta get where are they at? I gotta find them. I'm gonna give you like a really good dad joke. I'm gonna give you 2 good dad jokes, or 3. I'll give you 3 good dad jokes. You ready? I only seem to get sick on weekdays. I must have a weakened immune system. No, that wasn't that great. Okay, all right, hold on. Which days are the strongest? Saturday and Sunday. The rest are weekdays. No, you don't like that? That's not good? All right, hold on. All right, here we go. This is a good one. I got it. Y'all ready? Dad joke of I'm going to start incorporating dad jokes on Fridays. Okay? Dad joke Fridays might be a new thing. How do cows stay up to date? They read the moose paper. Bam. Hello. Bang, bang. Let's go. Like it. Hope you all enjoyed my dad jokes there. All right, you know what? I'll do one more. Just one more dad joke. All right, here we go. One more dad joke. Okay. How do you find Will Smith in a snowstorm? You look for Fresh Prince. Bam! Hello, let's go. I know y'all like that one. That was good. That was a good dad joke. That was a good one. I'll end it on that. Let's go. Okay. Anyways, all right, I'll stop. I'm not gonna do it. He goes, I'm unsubbing, Steven. Wait, where's the do I have booze? I thought I used to have booze up here. I guess I don't have booze anymore. Yeah, I don't have booze. There we go. I got crickets though. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring in my co-host for the day who probably has better. How do you lose viewers by making stupid jokes? My viewers went up since I started making dad jokes. So the joke's on you, Jose. Let's go. This is why Orlando Brown didn't want to sign here. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host for Spread Kindness Friday. Where's the Spread Kindness at, people? Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Sarnie.
Good morning, everybody.
How you doing, bud?
Keep those dad jokes coming, man.
Hey,
we
man.
need more people.
It's Dad Joke Friday as far as I'm concerned.
I got one.
Let's go. I'm ready.
And mind you, the reaction is going to tell me how many cards I give away today. So just remind you there. So here's the joke. What kind of tea does football players drink?
What kind of tea do football players drink? I don't know.
Penalty.
Bam!
Let's go.
I like it. Penalty. I like it.
I drink coffee.
That's pretty good. I like it. Gesecki couldn't stomach your jokes. Keep Will Smith's name out your mouth.
Oh, man.
Don't quit your day job, Steven. Well, this is my day job, so oh man. Hold on. I want to do one more, and then we'll get going into everything.
One more.
There's a lot to talk about.
This show right now while you're doing more jokes.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
How do cereal pay its bills?
Milk money.
With checks. Check cereal? Hello. Come on, it was a good one. Caslin says, I'm here for Sarnie.
He's got to get me. What does that say? I need an address. I need an address.
Caslin, he's got your stuff.
The one envelope I have
Mauricio
left.
said, why so many negative comments? People crazy. I know. Milk money was better.
I think Cap's trying to get back on my good side after the last week or two.
Okay, Steven, I'm unsubscribing and joining the Reason Show. Okay, guys. You guys don't like my dad jokes. I'm going to give some to y'all later. All right, a lot to talk about this morning. Let's just get right into the big news. Long time tight end, Miami Dolphin, Mike Gesicki, visited the New England Patriots yesterday. If you asked me at the beginning of the offseason, which some people did, where do y'all see Gesicki ending up? I've been saying it all year. Gesicki will end up with Belichick in New England. He will know how to utilize his talents. He will have a better year than he had here last year there. It's just going to happen. It doesn't mean that they're going to be good. I'm just telling you, Gesicki's in for a really good season this coming up year. And, congratulations to him, honestly. I have nothing bad to say about the guy. I loved him while he was here. I thought that we didn't appreciate his services or his talents, at least as a playmaker. We just didn't utilize him the right way. But I do believe that Mike Gesicki, in my opinion, will always be a Miami Dolphin. And I enjoyed his tenure here. His time had run out here, point blank. So, what are your thoughts about it, Jason?
Hey, my thoughts are this. I mean, not going to discount what he didn't necessarily bring to this offense, or not going to say I am not unaware, or I'm aware, however you want to say it, of the lack of the blocking. I get that. But I like to look at the positives before anything. I like to make my list, pros, cons, and then I like to give an overall assessment of what I think of the player. He is a very athletic and talented individual who, doesn't get a lot of yak. Now that, to me, is everyone's two huge things, is the blocking and the yak. Now, where his strengths lay on any football field is clearly the red zone, or when you might be putting up your 50-50 balls. The catch radius is nothing short of outstanding. The spectacular catchability is there. The consistency, the sexy things that everyone loves a tight end to do, being able to block, being able to get those long runs after the catch, he might not necessarily possess. But in a right situation, and I don't necessarily know if it's New England, and it's a one-year deal, in the right situation, I think he's a guy who can score 8 to 10 touchdowns. And when you look at the 60 catches, the 75 catches with that, you might say, wow, okay, he could help a team. And that's my argument. That's my pros on top of the cons. And then you add his teammate, kind of concept that he really does everything right. He tries to,
right? Like for the last 2 seasons, he was unhappy here, point blank. But I do think that we give a lot of crap to who's the guy we just released or about to release? Safety. We're giving all this crap to. I'm having a brain fart. No, not Eric Rowe.
Oh, Clayton Fengelman.
No, the guy that. Why am I having a brain fart? Byron Jones. Okay.
Oh, quarterback Byron Jones. Oh, you're leading me on a different path.
We're giving all this crap about Byron handling. Well, I understand. Handling it the way that he handled it, right? Gesicki could have easily, 2 years ago, said, trade me. I don't want to be here. And would have had every right as a player to feel that way and go about that way. He didn't handle it like that. There was some moments where he was, mic'd up in a post game, where somebody was mic'd up in a post game. It was the Buffalo Bills. I think he was talking to Dawson Knox or something after a post game. It was like, can you tell me how to get your quarterback to throw it to you, or to get the coaching staff to tell you that you're, important or something like that?
I'm going to let everyone know.
We all know he was mad or frustrated. Frustrated is the better word. Maybe not mad. Very frustrated. But I think that he had some really good moments down here in Miami. And ultimately, I think he'll prove to show what his value is worth up in New England. I do think that.
I'm smiling right now because I'm going to say some fun stuff on the show because I was hoping for some fun stuff. Look, guys, in this case, I'll freaking say, yeah, I'm one of the guys that luckily I have not been blocked by Mike Gesicki on Twitter. But
I know. He did more blocking on Twitter than he ever did on a football field.
Funny thing is, I don't like doing this. Joke. I really don't. But this just came across. Yeah, I threw him I threw a Hail Mary a couple weeks ago. And yeah, of course, we've exchanged a couple of DMs. And I asked him point blank, what's going on? Literally had a nice conversation with 88 himself. Obviously, this morning and yesterday, kind of had some fun chat. And I expressed my feelings today. And he literally just wrote back, sorry it had to be like this, but we'll always appreciate your support. Looking forward to year 6. That's the kind of guy 88 is.
He's a class act when it comes to it. Like I know that he was frustrated with the last 2 years in Miami. I get that.
Frustrated with the situation. Would have loved to stay if the situation was perfect. But in football, idealistic situations for both parties don't happen often.
And honestly, you go back and look at the history of tight ends in New England. This is going to be the perfect place for him. Belichick's going to utilize him to his strengths and to his advantages. The issue is going to be he's going to be their biggest weapon there, right? Like he, at the moment, him and Juju Smith-Schuster, who's the better red zone threat? Gesecki. Gesecki has the more opportunity to be the explosive weapon in New England than anybody else there right now. Not Devontae Parker, not Juju Smith-Schuster. I think Gesecki is the biggest weapon that they have on offense right now, which is crazy, to think about at the end of the day. But he'll get utilized the way he's supposed to there, and I hope his career flourishes. I hope that he has 20 touchdowns and the Patriots lose every game. I will
sign me up.
Let my man have 20 touchdowns, go to the Pro Bowl, be first team All-Pro, and the Patriots lose every game, and I'm all for it. Go do it, my guy. Let's go.
You'll see Gesicki in the press conferences and say, and what tipped the hand to me that I knew that it was pretty much all right. He said, and this is quote, followed them since I was 16 years old. Thought I was going to be the next Gronk. He's always loved the Pats. Yep. He's probably going to mention that he was a big Gronk fan. He ain't Gronk. We know that. But look, he was going to stay Northeast. We know that he's a Northeast guy. College, Penn State, lived in Jersey, loves the whole Northeast, and probably has no problem with that distance up to New England as opposed to coming down south. It fits for him. I'm not hoping for massive success overall, but for the person, and I'll say one more story about him on the field.
By the way, real quick, 1 year, $9 million.
Yeah, it's a show me deal, which is you know what? It is telling that the NFL might not value.
I don't know what his guaranteed money is, but it's worth up to $9 million.
Like $4 or $5 million, probably. I mean, let's face it, it's usually at like a half mark sometimes. Yeah. But I think he's a guy who could do well on a show me deal, And not for nothing. One of the things that I'll always remember from a couple of years ago during the rebuild year, like this is the bad year pre-Tua. I was down in training camp and sat through one of those long practices, those heat drenched practices, and afterwards, everyone, about 95% of the Dolphins went in. A lot of them signed their autographs and they went in. A couple of them stayed around. Kenny Stills signed about 4,000 autographs, that's respect in of itself. And then Ryan Fitzpatrick, Gesecki, and Rashad Jones spent like probably 35, 40 minutes of the same drill, repetitive, getting bumped off the line, Gesecki, by Rashad Jones, and working on a fade into the end zone corner about 10 yards out, over and over and over and over again. So that to me said, wow, this kid, young kid, second year in the league, is putting in this work. And then the next practice, drug machine, over and over and over and over and over and over again after practice.
Look, I think that Gesecki, when it comes to
Do not
Gesecki,
call him lazy. All right?
he's not lazy.
Lazy.
He's not
He's
lazy.
not a good blocker.
He's not a good blocker. That's just not something he's good with.
Different.
But the reality is, his game, he didn't need to be. We didn't utilize him the way that he would have been, the most valuable to us. But in the offense that McDaniel ran, and to be perfectly honest, even in the Flores era, right? I still don't think he was ever, used the way he should have been. I'll tell you right now, point blank, Gesecki will have the best year of his career next year. Barring health, he will have the best year of his career next year. There is no doubt in my mind. Like, I don't even think about that for a second that he won't. He will. I don't care who the quarterback is there.
For me is
even if Trash Jones is the quarterback there next year, he will have the best year of his career next year, because Belichick, as much as you hate him, as much as we can hate him, okay, we respect, but we hate, okay, no doubt, he will utilize him the way that he should be used. And we'll all see it, and we'll all be like, let's, totally, 100%. I'm not saying Gesecki is Gronk. I'm telling you that Belichick knows how to use tight ends and bring out the best in them. And Gesecki will hands down, I think he'll have the best year of his career next year. Like, it's not even, to me, Omar says, I'm keeping this as receipt. Keep it. Gesecki will have the best year of his career next year. No doubt in my mind. Yards, touchdown. Yep. Receptions. He'll do it all next year.
In 2020,
there's nobody else in New England. You think Mac Jones is going to get it to Juju Smith-Schuster? I'm sorry, but Devontae Parker's not a 1 or 2. Just letting you know. Gesecki's the guy that's going to get all the, he's going to get all of the receptions. He's going to get all the looks next year in New England. 100%.
In a system he wasn't fit for, through multiple coaching, through multiple offensive coordinators, through multiple quarterbacks, I want to focus on 2020 and 2021 for a guy who wasn't fit in a system. I'm going to talk about 2 years, and we're going to lump them together potentially for what he's capable of. 2020, he had 53 catches, 703 yards, 6 touchdowns. Not bad considering everything that was going on quarterback-wise, what have you. 2021, 73 catches, 780 yards, 2 touchdowns. He wasn't really utilized much in the red zone, painstakingly and unimaginably. Why wasn't he on the field there? So 73 catches one year, 780 yards that year. The year prior, he got into the end zone 6 times. This year, with no offensive consistency or threat in this system, he scored 5 touchdowns on his 32 catches, a touchdown every 6 times he caught the ball. So if he's targeted 100+ times, I think he's going to do well in that team, on that team. I'm not saying the system. I'm not saying the quarterback. Like you said, Steven, not many other people there. I think he's going to have a good
statistical team. There's no other weapons there. I don't think Juju Smith-Schuster's a number 1. I don't think Devontae Parker's a number 1. And I'm not saying Gesecki is either, but we know Gesecki's going to be good on third downs, and like he's going to be a weapon they're going to look at. And when they get in the red zone, they're going to look at him. Explain to me where the offense comes in New England. To me, it's going to come from Gesecki. He is going to be a weapon they will utilize there. So I think his receptions, he will have the most receptions he's ever had in his career. If they can find a way to get into the red zone, I think he's going to get a lot of opportunity at touchdowns. I'm just telling you what I think and what I believe. And so, y'all, it's just an opinion. And we all know how my opinions and predictions are. They're all wrong. Every last one of them are wrong. I didn't predict that Gesecki would go to New England, and he ultimately did. I didn't say that at all. I didn't say that at the middle of last year. Dolphins are going to release him. He'll end up in New England. Belichick will utilize him. He'll go on to have a Hall of Fame career. I believe those were my words in the middle of last year. Pretty sure I was right. I've been right so far about Gesecki. Red Horse Adventure says Gesecki will do nothing against the Dolphins defense, and Miami should blitz whatever side Gesecki's lined up on. And I'm not saying he's going to do well against us. I'm just telling you he's going to have a big year. He's going to. All right, Miami Sports Music's number one Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Some other news that came out this morning from Adam Schefter, believe it or not, which is pretty big, is Adam Schefter reporting that Jake Bailey, the free agent punter from the Patriots, the Pro Bowl free agent punter from the Patriots, is in Miami today. And he's visiting with the Dolphins. And this is kind of big news from the standpoint of Morstead. I believe he came out on social media and said that he's going to do one more year. I thought that's what he said on social media about a week ago, that he talked with his family and that he had decided he was going to do one more year and, see where this year takes him. So I thought it was as good as done that Morstead was coming back. But now that Bailey's like really there, maybe not. And should I, I loved Morstead, but he was only here for 1 year. But I guess I'm excited that we're getting a Pro Bowl punter or have the possibility of that, right? That helps. Hopefully we don't have to punt a lot next year. I want to be the least punting team in the NFL. There was a game last year where I think there was one game where he didn't have to punt at all, and there was 2 games where I think he punted 1 or 2 times. Morstead last year. So, yeah, I would love to be.
Was it the Cleveland game that he didn't punt?
I think so. No, it wasn't Cleveland.
It wasn't Houston because the second half was like a disaster. I think it might have been Cleveland.
I don't know what it was. I know there was one game last year where he had his post-game tweet was him sitting on the bench talking about, great day to collect a paycheck. Didn't have to do anything.
Maybe even could have been one of those road games against the Bears or the Lions, but what have you. I remember they put up the big 0 with no punts. So
somebody said it was the Browns game.
There it is. It was the Browns. It was a home game. It was the Browns game.
Yeah. Andrea says we kicked their butt from beginning to end. Let's go. Not mad at it.
I think there was like literally 2 plays that bothered me in that entire game. It was a run back and a Chubb run or something. But other than that,
what are your thoughts though? I mean, about the punting situation. I thought it was a gimme that Morstead would come back.
Hey, look, I think someone tweeted that he was like down cliff diving on vacation or something. Like he might very well be in. Let's see what happens mode. Maybe I will retire. Maybe I'll field an offer if the Dolphins put this. Maybe it's not good. Maybe if another team. He's definitely thinking.
I think the Dolphins aren't giving him the money he wants. I gotta think. Like number one, he still has the Dolphins banner on top of his social media. He still has Miami Dolphins punter, right?
Yeah, and he was working out with a lot of the guys the other day.
Yeah, where is? I'm trying to find the tweet that he. Yeah, here it goes. All right. He goes, 2 years ago, I was released from the only professional job I've ever known. 2 years and 3 teams later, I've steadily regained form, ranking 4th in the league over that span. He's the 4th best punter in the league in the last 2 years, okay? This was possible with tremendous support from Lauren, his wife, and the kids. My kids, family, and friends, and so many fans across the country. I'm incredibly grateful. Thank you to everyone who has played a part. Excited for year 15. Hashtag I love this game. Hashtag adversity is opportunity. Hashtag more business trips. So, I mean, to me, that told me he's coming back for another year. So I'm very surprised when I saw the news this morning that Bailey was coming in for a visit. So I don't know if this is Greer saying to Morstead, hey, buddy, we're going to go in a different direction. I don't know if this is, we want Morstead back, but he's not working with us. We got to figure out an alternative, and we have a chance at a Pro Bowl punter. I got to think that a Pro Bowl punter is going to ask for more money than a guy who's in his 15th season. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I don't know. Neither way,
let me say one thing, too. A couple of things I'll say. Pro Bowl punter, sure, 2 years ago. Now, he was
suspended last year for a little bit, right?
This is a thing that I want everyone to just when we're talking about players and here's a Pro Bowler. And yeah, he was a Pro Bowler. Same year Jason Sanders was a Pro Bowler. Now, I'm just going to say that. It's special teams. Now, in terms of a Thomas,
we all know how we feel about Jason Sanders now.
Listen, if you want to throw out ex-Pro Bowl appearances, that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about ex-Pro Bowls. So if we're saying a guy's available or on a team, does he deserve what? Well, he was a Pro Bowler in 2020. Anyway, that's just neither here nor there. Morstead, let's see what happens. I would love for him to come back. And again, if the money is not to Greer's liking, he's not going to go crazy. Having said that, there are certain circumstances where Greer could come up a little bit. There could be some wiggle room. That happens. It happened this week. We'll go into more detail a little bit later in specifics there. But maybe it's 50-50 that Morstead is waiting for a good opportunity, or if he doesn't like it, he has that opportunity to ride.
Oh, yeah, Foosey said Bailey, who's 25, was a Pro Bowl and All-Pro selection in 2020. Yeah. He spent part of 2022 on the IR with a back injury and was released last week from the Patriots. So,
I mean, to me, that screams, let's bring him in case Morstead.
And by the way, Bailey last August, okay, so 2022 in August, signed a 4-year, $13.5 million extension, but was placed on the suspended list in December, voiding his future guarantees. His agent has filed a grievance to contest the suspension, and Miami has a need since obviously Thomas Morstead's an UFA, unrestricted free agent. I personally would rather have Morstead back. I'm just going to be honest with you.
100%.
I know what I have with Morstead. I like him. He fits very well with the culture here. I would personally just rather have Thomas Morstead back. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't think it's a big deal one way or the other. But if you're asking me who I'd want, I'll take Morstead 10 out of 10 times.
With you there.
All right. Other news that I heard today. Noah Fant, or excuse me, not Noah Fant, George Fant, excuse me, tackle, who was with the Jets the last few years and was with the Seahawks a few years before that. Pretty much a starter, for most of his career, although the last year he only played in 8 games, started 7 of those 8. I think there was an injury, if I'm correct. He's played left tackle. He's played right tackle. Apparently, there's interest between Fant and the Dolphins. And this is coming from multiple sources online. What do you think about George Fant? I would like George Fant. I wouldn't mind that.
Depth competition. I mean, doesn't grade phenomenally well. Consistency, I would say, is there.
Who can fight for a starting position?
Listen, they need competition. And this is what Greer has alluded to. And he does a good job, I think, of cryptically laying it out there, but keeping his kind of words hedged. Like he's hedging his bets. Like, yeah, Austin Jackson, right now, he's penciled in. That's what I'm translating what Greer is saying. But that's not going to stop him from bringing in well-priced competition, hoping one of them may hit. And if that does, it would give him reason to maybe cut bait on a past mistake. But he's not willing to say it's a mistake until it's almost like, horrible example, you don't dump your girlfriend until you got someone else on the side ready to roll. I think that's what's happening.
Barry Jackson said Dolphins have shown interest in George Fant, who has 60 NFL starts at tackle for the Seahawks and the Jets. He started 36 of 37 games for the Jets the past 3 years. He's one of multiple offensive tackles with whom they've been in contact. As I've noted, I expect right tackle competition for Austin Jackson. And then Jets Gang just tweeted, he said, Fant was a top tackle, 21. He only gave up 1 sack at left tackle. I'm going to personally say I want George Fant in the building. Sign me up. If the Dolphins can close that deal, I'm all for it. And I wouldn't mind to see him at right tackle. Personally, I think he'd be pretty good there. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. Fant has had a knee injury that just won't heal. All started at the end of 2021. He's not a very good playing right tackle, but he could be a serviceable backup. Finland said F competition. Just go get a started solid lineman. Cap for Life with his $5 donation. He said, this is what I'm talking about when I say overthinking with the front office. The only thing special about our special teams was the punter.
It's well said. It's well put.
I mean, I know Cap for Life, and I don't agree on the lot all the time when it comes to stuff, but very well said, Cap. I will agree with Jason's statement there. Like, facts. Straight facts.
Well said.
Gesecki said he's not good at right tackle. He is better playing at left tackle.
But we got a left tackle.
Yeah, but, you know, if he has an injury history and Teron Armstead has an injury history, that's fine. We'll have Teron play for, 10 games. We'll have Noah Font, or keep on saying Noah Font. We'll have George Font play the other 6 or 7, and we got a full, there we go. We're ready to go. We're good. We're good at left tackle. We got 2 guys that can play an entire season. No, you don't like that idea? Okay. All right.
No, I don't dislike the idea. I just think, we need depth at the position for competition. I think they still need to draft one. You need a swing tackle who could compete with Austin Jackson. And in a pinch, let's say Austin Jackson plays adequately where he's the starter. And if Teron Armstead is taking a week, swing him on over to left and it could be adequate. That's what we need, is a swing tackle who can compete with Austin, maybe take the right and back up for Teron.
Other news that kind of broke this morning, Bengals left tackle Jonah Williams has asked to be traded from the team. Jonah Williams, who's a first-round draft pick in 2019, was the starter for the Bengals the last few years, but they went out and signed Orlando Brown Jr. So now he is telling the front office of the Cincinnati Bengals, hey, look, you guys went and spent all this money. You pretty much said, F me, I'm not important. You guys spent all this money on a position that you already had. I want out of here. Look, we got a 2nd and 3rd round pick. He played right tackle at Alabama. Tua, there is that relationship there. He's on the last year of his deal. It needs to be reworked to lower the cap number. But I could totally see a world where we call up Cincinnati and say, hey, you want a 3rd round pick for Jonah Williams, and we'll just take the rest of his contract? You want a 3rd round pick at Noah Igbenogany and a 3rd round or a 3rd round pick at Noah? Yeah, okay, let's go. Black Dolphin said he just put that in the chat.
A lot of money. I mean, the contract's a lot of money. Contract's a heck of a lot of money, but if you're going to do that, that's where you spend it. I mean, you're talking $12-15 million area, in that range. So I don't know. Great player. Alabama, of course, too. I love that tie. But they would have to trade and dump salary. If we see, and I'm hoping
if the Dolphins got Jonah Williams,
yeah,
would he go to left tackle and we would try to move Teron over to right?
This is why I think that we're not going to spend top dollar on something where we have to move and negotiate the line. It's nice to think about, but I don't necessarily think when looking at the contract in that particular situation, either you spend money on a purebred right, or you bring in this guy.
I don't think there's one out there right now, Jason.
Well, then you don't spend the money. I mean, look, you want to draft someone at 51, maybe move back to 65 if you can get a good draft, and you're getting a guy from Syracuse like Matthew Bergeron, that I particularly love for the flexibility aspect. Great player, can play right, can play, left side. Maybe they draft one, and I know people are going to scream.
How do we know he's not saying, hey, I want you to trade me now because I have value now with 1 year left on my deal, because you guys won't give me a long-term deal at a good number?
Who's this now?
Might not be. Somebody said in the chat he doesn't want to move to right tackle.
This is Jonah.
That's true. He hasn't said that. He just said he wanted to be traded. And it very well could possibly be that you just spent all this long-term money on a person at the position that I play. What is your future for me? Where do your plans for me come in?
I'm personally right now.
If I'm Chris Greer, I'm 100% on the phone, and I'm making it happen.
He's due 12.6 guaranteed on the 5th.
We can make that. We can change that real quickly with a signing bonus.
Anything happen in relativity. In a relative sense, the Dolphins can afford a number of things if they need to do it. What I truly believe, like gun to head, they are putting money aside for a number of things. And here's my outlook. I know I'm jumping the gun here over what we're currently saying, but you have to save money. You have to save money for Wilkins. You have to save money for Sealer, because I do believe that they're in the plans. What's that?
So, Jason, you said the same thing last Friday about trying to acquire for Jalen Ramsay. I know you're a numbers guy, but when are we going to take risks for now?
That point of the show, I did not think that Ramsay top guy.
Did. I've been trying to explain this to people that nobody who here, be honest with yourself, thought that we had any idea that we could go after Jalen Ramsay or that we would.
Here's the thing. At that point, Kat, you are 100% right. While I was very confident and hearing that they were going to get secondary help because of what was happening with Byron, not bringing back Rowe, the uncertainty with Needham, we'll go into that. But the huge splash that I heard was coming was one of 3 people. I was pleasantly surprised that it was Jalen Ramsay with, number one, the call of compensation. They gave one more catch than I've made in my NFL career. That's what they've traded. And a 3rd round pick. I mean, think about that.
He finessed them.
When I'm seeing that in the restructure, I will happily say, cap for life. I will acknowledge you, sir. And I'll acknowledge you again if you put another $5.95 into the channel. But he was the top get, and Greer went out and got the top get because he stole him. Will he go out and get the top get at offensive line for 12 to 15 million? I don't think so, because the opportunity might not be there, but he stole Ramsay. So my list was Ramsay, was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Those were my 2 that I would have loved. He's on the market still, apparently, but we're not getting him. But I'm thrilled that they got Ramsay for what they did. Pleasantly surprised it was him that they got, but they got the best secondary in the league now, bar none. Don't care about the Jets secondary. This is the best one.
I think a player's caliber. Ian Rappaport just tweeted 19 minutes ago. Rarely are legit starting left tackles available. But circumstances have changed in Cincy. Jonah was due $12.6 million guaranteed in his 5th year. I agree. When certain players of certain calibers, no matter if you have that position locked up or somebody at that position who's good, if you're not a smart organization if you don't at least have internal discussions to say, well, should we try to make this phone call? Should we try to go after this? Right? And we all know the shortcomings of this offensive line, good, bad, or indifferent. I think that it would be, I'm trying to find the correct word to use. It would be stupid. It would be disingenuous. It would just be an attack on what the offense and this front office is trying to create to not go after a player's a player of the caliber of Jonah Williams. You have to consider it, especially because the offensive line issues that you have in this organization right now. Yes, we have Teron Armstead. Yes, we have a lot of money tied up to him. But you know what? The man has an injury history. He hasn't played a full season in a lot of years. Jonah Williams has. Jonah Williams is good. Jonah Williams has gone to a Super Bowl. He understands what it takes to be successful. He's faced adversity when it comes to the football field. And there's to me, it makes perfect sense. Personally, right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Jonah Williams should be a Miami Dolphin, and if he's not, I'm gonna be a little upset about it. I think we have to go after him. We have to. He's available. He's there. He has the Alabama connection. If I'm him, I'm texting Tua right now. Hey, man, tell your GM to come get me. Tell your GM to come get me, cuz. Let's go. Let's go get this ring. Cincinnati doesn't want me. Tell them we'll see him in the playoffs. Let's go, cuz. All about it. 100% by it. You didn't get Orlando Brown Jr., fine. We'll take the guy he's replacing, who, by the way, has really good stats and numbers. It's not that he's bad. The only reason he got replaced is because Orlando Brown Jr. is arguably the best left tackle in the game. They just got the most elite player at that position. And Jonah Williams, hands down, would be better, with the exception of Tehran, maybe, if Tehran could play a full season, than any left tackle or any offensive lineman that we've had in the last 10 years. You have to go after Jonah Williams. You have to. Flipside Fishing says, I have never agreed with you more, man. You hear that, Jay? You hear that, Jason? Flipside said he's never agreed with me more.
Your wording is perfect. You have to go after Jonah Williams. Now, when you say that, the due diligence is calling, getting the price point, seeing what the trade is, seeing if the agent has any desire to renegotiate a contract if they're thinking long term. Because if you're going to deal for a guy with a fifth-year option, you got to make sure there's a future. So going after Chris Greer could have gone after 97% of the market. He's only going to pull the trigger on 4% of it. You know what I mean? That's what I want people to know. What goes on behind the scenes, we'll only know the very, very, very surface of it. So going after, hell yeah, he's going after. And if it's at his price point, we'll see him pull the trigger. And that's what he's proved with a lot of things. He just values position.
El Capitan says, that sounds like hater talk right now, Stephen D. We have them dudes and some bum from Cincy that got Burrow hurt. We don't need, bro, unless Magic Mike can work his magic out there. Look, I mean, I just think that was Williams part of that historic sacks that allowed on Burrow. There are a lot of great players that play. They didn't replace him when they went out and got. Here's the messed up part. Okay, with the exception of Orlando Brown Jr., they've gotten 6 offensive linemen over the last 2 years. Jonah Williams was not one of the guys that they replaced. They spent a buttload of money the year before last year on the O-line, or last offseason. And then they went and got Orlando Brown this offseason. And Jonah Williams was never replaced. And I ultimately think they didn't want to replace him now. He just didn't. He was pissed off at the situation. And I don't blame him. I'm going to tell you what is stupid. Stupid is thinking our window is 2 years. The time is now. Please don't let no one fool you.
Wrong. It's not a 2-year window. The time, yes, is now to win, but there's the ability to extend the core to have a very competitive and competing team for about 4 to 5 years. There's so much that they can do in 2025 and 2026. They got about 12 players contracted in those years, and they're core players. And what they're going to do is they're going to pick up fifth-year options on a Jalen Waddle and a Jalen Phillips. They're going to extend guys like a Sealer in season and probably have a very nice deal for Christian Wilkins to get absolutely fat paid in 2025, 2026, 2027. So when you look at the cap in the next 3 years, next year they will have to do work, which could still happen this year with a guy like a Cedric Wilson, like a Jerome Baker, Emmanuel Ogbah. Contracts could be either restructured or dumped or traded, maybe even some other situation. So we could, look forward to, I would say, 3 to 4 years of very good core football. And then we're going to have to really see Brandon Shore do those scissor hand moves.
Let me ask you a question. Do we not have Brandon Shell under contract currently?
I think he is.
Somebody says that he's not on Twitter, and I'm trying to get clarification on that.
He's actually a free agent. No, he is a free agent.
He is a free agent.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my dream. We re-sign Brandon Shell, we go get George Font, and we go get Jonah Williams. If we were to do those 3 things over the next 48 to 72 hours, sign me up. I'm good with the offensive line. A+ in this offseason. We upgraded the O-line. We built competition. I'm all about it. Give me Brandon Shell, George Font, and Jonah Williams. We can make a damn good offensive line out of the guys that we have in-house plus those three. We can find a starting offensive line that can be refutable. Am I right or wrong?
Listen, again, I think that they're going to bring people in the high contract value. I'm not saying we can't. I just don't know at the position based on what Greer said. Do I want it? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to see that they're bringing in a premier, like I said earlier, premier right tackle, if we can get one to solidify that blind side. So let's see. I hope that they improve it in the next 4 months. Let's just call it like that.
Ritter says, my apologies. You're 100% right. Williams is trash. That's why the Bengals signed Brown. He gave up a league high in sacks. Stay away from these bums. Stephen D, would it help if your producer in your ear would spit facts to you while you go live? Oh, please. That sounds like a subpar line, Stephen. Okay. Oh my effing God. When did this channel become the hater channel? We got them dudes already. Second year in the offense, y'all. Hashtag left arm of God. Steven, that's it now. Now I know for sure you need to go to the dark room Rodgers came out of. Williams wants to be traded because he does not want to play right tackle. What the F are you talking about, Steven? I'm not saying that he would go play right tackle. I'm just telling you, I think they're look, you're not going to get 4 people that are going to just, I'm not going to play right tackle. You're going to find somebody that out of those 3 or 4 guys that want to play right tackle, out of those left tackles, you're going to find somebody who's, okay, I get to start. I get to play on an NFL field. Yeah. I'm making millions of dollars. Okay. Let's go. If the Dolphins, y'all can be mad at me if you want. Y'all can hate on my picks. That's fine. I'm telling you right now, if the Dolphins went after George Font, Jonah Williams, and Brandon, and they get Brandon Shell back, along with what they currently have in house, I'm good. I'm good. I would be happy with that because out of the 10 guys we have on the roster currently, plus those 3 guys, I think that McDaniel would be able to find a really good offensive line there. Personally, I think they would. So maybe Williams needs to play right tackle because he's terrible at left. The Bengals obviously care about their quarterback. Imagine giving up a league-leading amount of sacks and demanding a trade. I don't know what to tell you. We all agree that the offensive line needs to be addressed. We all agree that the offensive line needs to move forward and what we need to do moving forward. But what we don't know or what we don't understand, I don't know where you're going to get it. He started 15 games at right tackle at Alabama, protecting the blind side of Tua. We have the only left-handed quarterback in the league. So for the players that say they don't want to play on the left side, part of that is because they want to show that they are the blind side offensive line. Newsflash, our quarterback's left-handed. Our blind side's the right side. So there is players in the NFL that play left tackle, that play left guard, that would be sitting there saying, you know what, I could go to Miami and I could do it on the right side and be good. Let's go. I'm good with it. I don't understand what y'all are saying. He is and by the way, everybody that's big on social media, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, who's the guy on Fox? They're all saying that he's a legit starting left tackle. He's not a bum. He's not a scrub. Go get that man right now. Sign me up. And then find out of somebody that's currently on the roster right now, plus him, who wants to go play right tackle. You're going to find somebody. Remember, our quarterback's left-handed.
I don't disagree. I mean, look, Again, I think they're going to explore every aspect they can to make this team better. And if it's in their budget, their price point, and their compensation requests, they will do it. Now, about this position switching, when we signed Connor Williams last year, I was like, great, we got a left guard. And all of a sudden, no, they're moving him over to center. And it worked out. So to your point, Steven, those things could happen. We don't know what a certain coach at a practice to lure or before practice in these negotiations could lure a player with by saying, look, we have this option for you. We have that option for you. Would you want to go here? Would you want to go there? This is what we're thinking, yada, yada, yada. And then when you get on the practice field, it becomes a whole other situation in and of itself, as we saw with Williams. It worked.
And so Mike Gardy, who works for the NFL Network, okay, tweeted this morning. He said, hey, the Bengals spoke at the Combine saying Williams shifting to right tackle would be difficult. Quote, it'd probably be something he doesn't want to do, okay? I think that is the case for 31 other teams around the NFL. But having played at Alabama, having played with Tua, I think that he would consider moving back to right tackle in that situation. The one situation. There's always an exception to what you want. And I think that Tua is the exception. He's the only left-handed quarterback in the NFL. Just put that in the back of your minds. I understand what he said. I get it. But I think players will consider it a little bit differently when the blind side is the right side of the, for our team, moving forward. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is Spread Kindness Friday. Bon Joe said, what's good, Stephen D? I'm back and glad I'm here for Forced Positivity Fridays. Whatever. All right, 2 dad jokes coming up. You ready?
Oh,
you ready?
No, more?
I got 2 dad jokes coming up. All right. Guys, donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. It's Spread Kindness Friday, and I'm making a new thing on Spread Kindness Friday. I'm throwing in dad jokes because I'm all about dad jokes right now with my kids, and I think they're the greatest thing in the world, and I love them, and my kids think they're terrible, but they end up laughing, like just laughing. So I feel like it's good. I'm putting positivity. Here we go. First dad joke. What's an astronaut's favorite part of the computer? The space bar. Bam! Let's go. I'm sorry.
Oh, can I try to match you here? You want me to do one?
You can.
All right.
I'm giving you 2. You get 2.
I'm going football theme. I'm definitely going football theme.
Okay.
I'm going to go football theme. And if any Buffalo Bills fans, this is not at all towards you guys. What does a football player do when he gets overheated?
I don't know.
He gets closer to some fans.
I like it.
Not a Buffalo Bills heat tweet or joke.
All right, wow, you ready? Sweet. You ready? What has 5 toes and isn't your foot? My foot. Bam! Let's go.
Moving to football. Off dad jokes. Not bad. That was not bad.
Andre says it's corny Friday. LOL. I don't care. It's dad jokes Friday. Let's go. Please, William Perry, get in ASAP. Not too close to Bills fans, then he'll be sick. Oh, man. Heard a funny joke yesterday on TikTok. Are umbrellas straight or gay? Straight, because you don't get wet. That's politically incorrect, but I love it. I think it's a good joke. I'll give you a bam. There we go. I like it. Okay. All right. Moving on. So the Miami Dolphins, let's kind of do a recap around the NFL. A lot of moves have happened. There were a lot of guys that went in, and there were some people that I thought the Dolphins would go after, and they obviously didn't. I mean, ultimately, what are your thoughts about the first week of NFL offseason and NFL free agency?
Overall, just with the Dolphins, or just overall?
Oh, let's go overall first.
I mean, look, yeah, you had some really fun situations go on. Teams improved. You got quarterback movement, which is always fun. I do think that the Dolphins improved. I think that they can still improve. Do I question any moves that the Dolphins made? Maybe. But I do. All right, what is our grade so far throughout free agency minus the trade? When I'm thinking that you say the trade, which is included in the process.
That's not fair. You have to include the trade in it.
All right, you want to hear my honest opinion? If I'm taking away Jalen Ramsay, I'm going to give him a B minus. And I'm going to give him the minus because he hasn't gone and attacked the free market with any huge splash from a free agent standpoint. What he's done in an entire room with re-signing the running backs was very good for a few reasons. You have one running back room at around $9 million for the year, as opposed to one splash paying running back that might make $11 million, several of them. So that's great money saving, good options. They could still draft one. They are retaining a guy like a Nick Needham, which is nice. And they did come up money. That's a whole story that, look, I'm wearing the Needham jersey. It was a fun drama-filled week with that. A lot of teams, Dolphins included, obviously, at least 6 other than the Dolphins that were potential suitors. And at the end of the day, Dolphins did what they needed to do to go up. So sometimes that happens in this free agency period. I'm going to give him a B minus. Give him a B minus.
I think that I'm probably right or wrong with you, Jason. Before, I know this sounds weird. I honestly was going to say a C plus.
I can't give them a C because they're doing well and they're a playoff team and they had so many injuries.
I get it, and for me, what made it into a B minus, good, bad, or indifferent, part of the trade, right? Like, and what you had to give up for Ramsay, which was a bag of chips, right?
No.
It was nothing. You didn't get out of the draft. You got to stay in the 3rd round. You got it was nothing essentially to go get Ramsay, and then the cap hit this year for him. What is it, $4 million? Some people are trying to say it's $1 million. His base salary is $1 million. I think his cap hit though is $4 million. But still, a cap hit of $4 million for Jalen Ramsay. I'm taking that all day long, my guy.
And I don't want a goalpost move, but that's included in the process. Instead of going after a free agent corner, they went after a corner that was under contract that they got and renegotiated almost like he was a free agent, and the compensation to do that was relatively nothing. So if I'm including Jalen Ramsay, hell yeah, I'm going to go A minus, because the minus is that he hasn't gone out and gotten free market players like we've talked about on the O-line. But if you can't give this man an A for what he's done, restructuring who he's need to restructure, and that's part Brandon Shore, salary cap guru as well. Retained a running back group, and we'll talk about this in detail if you want a little later, who collectively, minus Chase Edmonds, because let's face it, forget Chase Edmonds.
By the way, I can't believe Tampa Bay gave a contract to.
Whatever. But the fact is, raw yardage, yeah, I know you're going to go Google. You're going to go look at the raw yardage. You're going to tell me that there's no 1,000-yard rusher, but I'm going to tell you that the 31st ranked team in the amount of rushes with this core running back group, let's call the 3 of them minus Gaskin because he was, not really activated much, but Ahmed, Mostert, Wilson, 4.8.5 yards per carry between the 3. That ain't bad. And if you put that against those league leaders, they'd fall 7th in the league, those 3. Minus Chase Edmonds, because if you add Chase Edmonds to the Dolphins 2020 season yards per carry, it comes down drastically. They're probably in the 20th area of that. But again, you can't get raw yardage if you're not running the ball a lot. 31st ranked team in the league in rushing attempts. You don't pay $15 million a year for one running back when that's your formula.
I'll get into the running backs in a little bit because I do want to discuss it. But to kind of stay on the topic of the grading scale of how I see the offseason so far and how we're moving, I mean, I said C+, but I think I'm going to go with B- for you and agree with you on the B- because there's just so many factors into it. The Jalen Ramsay trade was crazy. Getting Vic Fangio was, I think, just such a dominant thing. And then, as far as the secondary is concerned, I'll tell you the biggest thing for me, maybe not the biggest. It's not the biggest. I'm giving it too much credit more than it deserves, but I think it's important to go back and get Nick Needham along with upgrading with Jalen Ramsey, getting
Sean
the
Elliott.
new guy. Yep, Deshaun Elliott, to go back and get Needham, who we love, right? Who's a great special teams player, great leader in the clubhouse. That guy has had to start in a lot of situations over the last few years. Now Needham is at the bottom of the secondary list. He's number 7 or 8. He's not 1 or 2 anymore. He went from top of the room because of injuries and all this stuff to the bottom of the room. And he's good. There is no other secondary in the NFL that can compete with us. We have the best secondary in the NFL, top to bottom. Best secondary in the NFL. Love them. Think they're amazing.
What I like best about the secondary in its structure in Fangio, and you gotta love when Jalen Ramsey straight up tells Armando Salguero, I'm a defensive back. I mean, to me, honestly, how many times do you read a tweet and then you get up and be like, let's go? I mean, because he could play safety. Could. I'm not saying he will. Could. Nick Needham. What could Nick Needham do? Born and bred boundary cornerback who said, you know what? I'll take the slot job. Led all cornerbacks in 2021 in snaps played, having not allowed a touchdown at that spot. That's what Nick Needham did in the slot. That's your ideal when healthy. If Needham's not ready just yet, you got Kader Kohou in the slot. If Kader Kohou wants to be developed as CB2 or 3 in the future, or even 1 on the outside, you can move down a guy like a Ramsey or a Holland or a Brandon Jones or a Deshaun Elliott. The fact of the matter is there's chess pieces all over the secondary outside of X on the side in a zone scheme that's going to maybe extend his Dolphin career by 2, 3, 4 years. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what he's contracted through. 4 more years of X.
I want you to listen to the entire secondary because I don't want this to go over your heads. I see Mark K in here, the Bills fan, saying, what about Buffalo secondary? Manzichil saying, what about Cowboys secondary? Just listen. Xavier Howard, Brandon Jones, Deshaun Elliott, Javon Holland, Verone McKinley, Jalen Ramsey,
True.
Ian Crossan,
True.
Kader Kohou, Nick Needham, and Trill Williams. And I still haven't included Elijah Campbell, who there was some things to like about him. He's young. He's got a lot. I don't know if he'll end up here, right? I don't know what the deal is with Eric Rowe. I don't know what the deal is with Fendulum. I don't know what the deal is with Noah Igbinoghene. But what I will say is the secondary, I named 8 names before I even got to those. Best secondary in the NFL.
Bar none.
Not even, you can't debate me on it. I'm not saying that Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore isn't a great 1-2 punch. By all means, I'm going to give them their just due in Dallas. Great secondary. But I don't think you go further into the depth charts that's as good as ours. We got guys that have had starting experience, big game experience, great play experience, like everything, all the way down to the bottom. Best secondary in the NFL, bar none, is the Miami Dolphins. Bar none.
Hey, Steven, you want to make some money for the channel?
Yeah, man, let's make some money for the channel, Jason.
I'm not going to give away a single thing, and we're going to make money for the channel. You know why?
How's that?
We got Cap for Life on a hook here, and you're not going to let him in this conversation unless he gives us a 50 spot.
Oh, wow.
That's it. That's how we're rolling, bro. If Cap wants to come in like
I wasn't going to bring on anybody today. We talked about this. We were going to have the conversation.
Listen, we're going to make some money. We're going to throw on the business hat here because if Cap for Life is so adamant about taking
he's been adamant all morning.
If he's taking away the Ramsay move, that's goalpost moving. And I'm not saying let's not win a Super Bowl now and let's move it in 3 years. We could very well contend for a Super Bowl and make some noise now. Am I going to be the one saying that let's get the ring fitted? Maybe not. But am I the one to say that 2024 is the year that it better freaking happen? Absolutely. And you know what 2025 and 2026 are setting up to be? Not, all right, the ring was here, let's rebuild. It's let's run it back and run it back. That's what they're setting up for. So, Cap, if you got $50, I'll take your wrath. 100% to what Steven wants to do with whatever that money is.
Hey, look, we talked this morning. We're like, we're going to stay on. We're not going to do it. But look, hey.
Listen, I mean, if you really want to do that.
Jason's part of the co-host this morning.
Let's roll, man.
Make some of the rules this morning. All right. To go back to the conversation, if the Dolphins moving forward and the offseason moves, let's go to the running backs. We kind of discussed it. We touched on it a little bit. I said at the end of the season, if you run it back next year, which I don't have a huge problem with, you must upgrade the offensive line.
Oh, we're going back.
They ran it back with everybody on the O-line. Myles Gaskins got re-signed. Ricky Moser, Jeff Wilson. They all got re-signed, along with Salvan Ahmad still being there. And you're probably going to get somebody in the draft in the late rounds, maybe, right?
Well, speaking of draft, Sean Noob asked a question. I got one question in response to his question. Could Jedis block? Because if they could block, then I want a Jedi. He's asking me if we're drafting Jedi. What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. If we're having fun.
I think that in order to make this a successful offseason, you have to significantly improve the offensive line. I don't think they've done that yet. Dan Feeney, not the guy I wanted. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. The numbers don't show that he's the guy that's going to make the difference. He's got a hell of a mullet. I love the guy's hair, but I don't think he's the guy on the offensive line that I was doing it. And so I said, look, if you upgrade the running back position, maybe I'm not as keen to, maybe I won't be as upset if you don't make a significant change on the O-line. I still think you needed to, but I would have been like, you can overcome certain inefficiencies with great players. And I love Raheem Moser and I love Jeff Wilson, but they are what they are. And in order to make them, show the best of their abilities, you have to have a great O-line. So I'm going to say, in order for the Dolphins to have an A, in my opinion, of the offseason, they have to get better on the O-line. So I can't give them an A. I can't even give them an A- yet. I don't even know if I want to give them a B. I will give them a B- at best so far because they have not improved the offensive line enough. You decided that you made a decision on the running backs, which I'm not mad at. Just understand, you better go and improve the offensive line in some way, shape, or form. And it doesn't have to be the biggest name in the world, but would I love Jonah Williams? Yes. Do I think, George Font would give us more of a depth? Yeah, I think George Font should be in the door. Steven, don't ignore me. $50 donation for a Feeney card with the mullet, Jose Valdez says.
I wish I had that. And by the way, the price for Cap just went up to $100.
Wow, you are hating on Cap today. What's up? Why are you mad at Cap, Jason? What did Cap do?
I'm mad at Cap. I'm having as much fun as Cap is having with me. I'm having fun with him. That's called tennis.
Hey.
I'll
tell you what.
and forth, Cap.
Jose, you send the $50 donation, and we'll let Cap for Life come on the $50 donation that you send. I let people donate on behalf, and I will buy a Feeney card online with a mullet.
There ain't no Feeney card online.
I think there is a Feeney card online. There are Feeney cards online. I just don't see one with. I don't see one with a mullet though.
No way.
I don't see a Feeney card with a mullet. That's the
no way. Oh my Lord, there actually is one, but not in pro jersey.
The mullet?
No,
doesn't matter. He just said Feeney card with a mullet.
No, no. Not that I.
There's no Feeney card with a mullet. It doesn't exist.
It does not exist.
Jose.
No, he did not become who he is until the mullet came out. No mullet. There's one for 99 cents with his Indiana Hoosier uniform.
Does it have the mullet?
No, it's got not a shred of hair on him. It's like a baby boy.
Okay, all right. Well, he wants the one with mullet. There's no one with a mullet exists, Jose. I heard your offer. I even went and looked for it on eBay. It doesn't exist.
There is no mullet Feeney card.
There's no mullet card. It doesn't
yet.
exist yet.
Does not.
But the moment it does, oh man, it's gonna be a good one. I'm getting feedback from somebody. I think that's you, Jason. Or am I getting feedback from you?
I don't know.
There we go. Now it's better.
There we go.
I don't hear me.
I moved my microphone away from my phone. I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, wow. Estefan, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you, brother.
Anyways, all right. Miami Sports Music's number one. He didn't send it. There's no $50 donation. He didn't send it.
No,
he just gave you the middle finger.
I was being sarcastic. I'm gonna go with the thumbs up, though. I'm gonna go with the thumbs up.
All right. Are you mad at me for not giving them a good grade because I'm mad at them about the offensive line?
You're asking about me?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you. I mean, I understand what you're looking for. You're looking for improvement at a very, very, very valuable spot. I get that. And I'm here to say that they are.
Do you agree with me? Do you agree with my take, though?
I mean, look, do I agree? I mean, I'm not pounding the table for a Jonah Williams, but I can see.
All right. We both can agree, I think you and I anyway, that we're not mad that they ran it back on the running back situation.
Not at all.
We like everybody, okay? But if they don't improve the offensive line, to me, what was it for? Because they weren't great last year with the people that they had. Now, granted, there were injuries.
Here's what I want to say again. It's like, despite having, what are we going to call it? A lower third overall ranking offensive line. Despite these shortcomings, they were not bad. The running back group, they were not bad. When you evaluate what they've done per touch, per carry, their efficiencies. When Mike McDaniel went a little bit away from the run in a couple of games, yes, that hurt. Yes, if we want to go back to the playoff game, Jeff Wilson was not great. We get that. But if you can improve the offensive line, they have a new kind of coaching mechanism there with a new hired coach. Applebaum's gone. Another year with the system. You had 2 free agents come in to join with some younger players who are still in development. I'm okay with seeing how this group competes when they build it. I, again, think that they're exploring things at their price point. If it's not going to fall in that range, I don't know if Jonah Williams is what they're going to bring in. If they think it's a home run play, like when they trade for Tyreek, like when they trade for Teron Armstead, like when they trade for Jalen Ramsey, they'll do it. If it's not, like maybe what was being dabbled around for a Dalvin Cook potential and Austin Eckler potential, maybe Greer will lowball the heck out of anyone. Why not? But I don't think he's going to go above price points at certain situations with what he has now based on what he said as well.
I think that the Miami Dolphins, in order to make a Super Bowl run next year, I like what they've done in the secondary. I'm starting to see, and I have a complete and utter faith in Fangio that the linebacking room is going to come and be so much different and better, right? I think that the Dolphins, in order to give ourselves a legit chance at making a Super Bowl run, because of the question mark of health at quarterback, because of the injury and history of the O-line and it not being great, not being in the upper echelon anyway. I don't even want to say upper echelon, even mid. They're not even a mid good offensive line. They're at the bottom. And no team's winning a Super Bowl with a bottom offensive line. They're not. They're not going to do it. You have to improve the O-line. And if they don't, to me, all these moves, they're for nothing. Now, do I think we have a long time to fix it? Yeah, I think we got some months. We got some weeks. We got the draft at the moment. We got a second and third round pick. There's still some more people in free agency and maybe some more in trades. But I don't think if this offensive line pretty much stays as is, I don't see us going to the AFC Championship game with it. I don't. I'm being perfectly honest with you.
I've changed my mind again on the cap. $1,000. And because I'll tell you why, Cap. I'm going to tell you why. Because now you hit a nerve, and I'm going to explain something for you. What we do with the card stuff here.
Don't let Cap is a good guy. Don't let him get under your skin.
Put this out there because he's put it out in the chat here. Cards I give away come to no profitability whatsoever with me, 0%. What doesn't come at refund, and I don't care, is the $5 plus postage of all these dozens of people that I'm sending the cards out. So don't ever say anything about the donation situation. All right? That's one thing that hits a nerve here. Don't say that.
Cap, you struck a nerve, Cap.
If you come on and you want to present real name, real face, that's a whole different story. But anonymously, don't say that.
Well,
we can continue to grade teams now. We can continue to grade the free agency if you want.
Where's $2,000? He said 2,000. I've never gotten that, and that'll never happen. So, look, Miami. Let's Cap for life. I know. Well, now I have to worry about losing Cap as a fan. I don't want that.
He'll be back.
Because I love Cap. Cap's my guy.
He ain't going anywhere. Trust me.
Uh-oh. Cap for Life did just send $50. I mean, Jose sent $50 for Cap to get on. And that was the original price point. So I'm going to allow it. I'm going to overrule you, Jason. Cap for Life. I'm dropping the link for Cap only. Cap can get up here. Jose did $50 on your behalf.
If I throw up this X, we bounce. Bring it on.
Hey, look, here we go. All right. I'm dropping it. This is for Cap only. Because we weren't going to have anybody on today, Jason.
All right.
But you put it out there, and Jose ponied up the money, and you can't be mad at Jose for that.
I'm going to have to send Jose something because that's a big investment for just what we're about to witness. I'm a little nervous here. Jose, you're a good dude.
It's going to go down, Jason. It's going to go down. That link is only for Jose. I mean, for Cap for Life.
On behalf
of Jose.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. Good morning, Cap. What's up, buddy?
Oh, my blood pressure, my cholesterol. Hey, good morning, gentlemen. First and foremost to Jason and to Steven. And yeah, man, I wanted to talk with you guys about everything we've been posting in the comments section over in the chat. But I just saw the Wayne experience or the Wayne. I mean, forgive me if I don't see your whole name, but I know Wayne knows me. I know Wayne. If you're so adamant about calling me out of my BS, which I've been right about this whole month, please come up here and help me understand your logic. Sorry, Jason.
You got to go. You got to wait for Wildin' Out Wednesday for Wayne, Cap.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure Wayne can't afford to come up on this panel or does not have enough clout to come up here and express his opinion like I do.
Wayne is welcome to come on. I like Wayne.
I know he is, but he ain't gonna come up here. He knows better. Okay. But yeah, Jason, talk to me, bro. What is it you want? Money? You said?
Now, look, Jose Valdez donated the $50 on your behalf to come up today. We weren't going to have anybody, but you kept on calling Jason out, and Jason was getting upset. And Jason was like, "Look, if you want to donate,
Jason should not be upset because, as far as I'm concerned, Steven, when you broke ground here, I think I was the first guy here to hand you the shovel on your success on this channel. Where the hell was Jason throughout that whole year? But I'm gonna leave it at that.
You're on thin ice,
going there, Cap.
Come on, Jason. I love you. I love you, Jason. But come on, you know you're wrong, bro. You are a numbers guru. We know this. But Jason, compromise with me, bro. You and I both know, bro. You keep kicking that can down the road, you're gonna end up either playing for a soccer team or you're gonna end up with arthritis. This team is built to win now. That's why we got Chubb last season. Now you're telling me we got Chubb last season to wait 2 more years to win? Your math is not mathing, my friend.
That's not what I've told you. I've not said that. That's what you've interpreted from my comments. And there's the problem with a lot of things on social media. Here's good because we have our voices. A lot of people misinterpret things in context. So let me put it out dead straight for you. I appreciate the numbers guru. I'm not a numbers guru.
Yeah, dumb it down for me because obviously you think I'm dumb.
No. Cap, you have to understand something. I don't care if we're talking about football.
I understand. You only want to talk to me when you want money.
No, absolutely not. I don't want.
Okay, I hope not. I hope I'm a friend and not a foe.
Let him go. You called him out.
Sorry, Steven. Sorry, Steven. Sorry. Go ahead, Jason. Sorry.
All right. Number one, I don't think anyone has the right to ask anybody about where they were, what year, what aspect of their life, or anything. Because quite frankly, though, I wouldn't wish where I was upon any fucking body. All right? That's number one.
Oh, man. Say that again.
No, I'm not gonna because you heard it.
Bro.
Right? Number two.
I like it.
Number two, I've actually been crunching the numbers, and my fear is next year because that's where we're in the red. And that's where we've
Your fear is next year?
Let him go, Cap. Let him cook.
Salary.
All right.
What my fear is not is the people who will make it fine to extend this core's window to continue to consistently be a championship contender, which starts now. Not last year, not 3 years ago. That was the rebuild. This is not a rebuild anymore. This is the freaking constructed model.
I thought it started when we got Tyreek Hill.
You know what? This is year 2 then. And they got 4 more years left.
So who's moving the goalpost now?
Shut up.
Sorry.
This team is constructed to contend now, maybe make the game to win the game to get to the Super Bowl, like an AFC championship game. And if they're not ready, they're not just ready this year, then they better hoist the freaking trophy 2024. Because when they do, they will have the ability to extend the core. That is what I'm saying. And if you still don't understand, I'm happy to have a private conversation with you offline.
Don't talk to me like if I don't understand, like if you're belittling me. You were the guy that said we had no chance to get Jalen Ramsay, and I still think we can get Bobby Wagner.
If you could say that I said no chance, you're wrong.
And by the way, how many, Cap, did you think the moment that Jalen Ramsay was on the trade market, did you think the Dolphins could go get him?
Yeah, once I opened my mouth about acquiring him, because it seems every time I open my mouth, players break records and moves are made.
Cap. I'm going to say Cap, just like your name. Stop.
Okay. I got nothing. But yeah, just listen to me, bro. You have to understand that every time I put pushback on this team, players break records, records get broken, and then the team tries to implement trades to like make the crowd go, ooh, ah. So Jalen Ramsay is the ooh, ah. And the free agency right now is pretty much standstill until the third wave.
Cap, let me confirm what you're trying.
You guys were going crazy about acquiring talent the first day of training camp. Not me.
I want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. Okay, I don't
No,
want
you
you
hear
to
me loud and clear, crystal clear.
Will allow me to clarify to make sure we're all on the same page. You're stating that the Jalen Ramsay trade, the Tyreek Hill trade, bringing in somebody like Vic Fangio, they are all Band-Aids to cover up the real issue at hand to begin with. Okay?
No, what I'm saying is the reason Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsay came here is because more of them wanting to come here than the front office making a push to go get them. Remember, we signed Wilson, and then 3 days later, Tyreek Hill says, I want to go to Miami.
Here's the problem with you saying that. The front office did go out and get him. They did, and they did make the trade.
After the fact, because the agents and the players chose to come here. Don't make it seem like the front office went to go get these guys.
That pulled the trigger. The front office could have easily said,
You're playing the result. You're playing the result. Where are the discount players after that then?
What do you mean?
I'm waiting.
No, I'm asking you, what do you mean?
No, I'm waiting. You said all these players would come here to help this team because of the quarterback. I'll wait.
Miami fans said Jason and Steven, this is Cap
Jason,
now.
what happened?
I'm not kicking off, but I'll give Cap the floor for the next 10 minutes.
No, you can kick me off because you guys hate when I spit the truth. You get mad at me when I spit the truth. You insult my intelligence when I spit the truth. And then all of a sudden you get mad at me because your narrative doesn't work out.
Cap, let's get something straight. I don't believe that Jason insulted your intelligence personally. And if you felt that way,
this man never wants to talk to me. Every time I come up here, he leaves.
That wasn't a timeout. It wasn't his. I don't believe that was his intention. I don't want to speak for him, but I don't believe that was.
He got mad because I question his journalistic integrity. I've never even seen his blog.
You're also
wanting me. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to insult you.
Okay. I can't with you sometimes, Cap. Look, here's the reality of the situation, sir. Okay, I'm asking you clarifying questions for you to be so that we're on the same page.
No, you're not. You're gaslighting me. I know you, bro. You're talking about me moving the goalpost. I'll stick to a subject, and then you ask me a question that's completely opposite from my subject.
I did not, because I'm not understanding it, which is
why I'm asking you. What happened to the discount players that you guys swore were going to come here?
David Long.
Well,
okay, that's all I need to hear.
Let's get something straight.
Hey, hold on. I got you with the 50, bro. I'm a cash out you, doggy.
It's only the third official day of free agency. Third.
I've been telling you that. I said we're not going to make a move until the third wave. You're the guys that are all optimistic about us making a splash.
Nobody, timeout. Jason or I, neither one of you has said that you're wrong in that. We haven't said that you're wrong there. So why?
I know, but every time I come up here to talk to Jason, he has that condescending attitude towards me. Like if I don't know what's going on with this team, when I live here, bro. If that doesn't make a big difference, I'm sorry, but when I go down Dan Marino Boulevard, I'm gonna ask Jason, what street number is that?
I don't even know what street number it is.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh, I can't win with you guys, bro.
What is it like?
I love both of you guys. I know you guys have good intentions, but please don't make it seem like the guys that live here should not have a better equal say to what you're trying to throw out there to the fans, which obviously is fake.
Talking about addresses?
What are you talking about? This is my opinion. And 90%
no. All I'm asking you is if you're a diehard like me and I tell you Dan Marino Boulevard, you should tell me what street that's on. But I'll leave that alone, man. I'm not gonna put salt on the wound. All I'm telling you is please do not belittle what I tell you as far as what I know about this team.
I'm not wounded. You don't have to throw salt on nothing because you ain't cooking, and I'm not wounded. But
man, me and Lewis be cooking all week like chefs over on the grill, and you guys won't even invite us to the tailgate.
Look,
you got Lewis cooking all y'all on Twitter, and you guys don't like the product, but he's not wrong. You guys were cooking Pete about the situation with the quarterback. He's been right, but you still say he's wrong. Where the hell's the AFC East championship, Jason? Where's the Super Bowl appearance, Jason?
See, Cap, that's where you have PTSD as a fan. You're
No.
from the
It's simple
organization.
questions that Jason can't answer, but he can break down numbers in a heartbeat.
It has nothing to do with Jason Sarnie and Steven Daniels. That has to do with you as a fan, Cap, for life, that you're pissed off at the organization for mediocrity for the last 20 years.
According to you, this is a mediocre small group of fans that are loud, when obviously every time we say something, moves are made. You might not like it. I might not like it.
William Perry asked with his $5 donation, he says, Cap, can you please make it make sense to what you're talking about?
Bro, I'm not making sense. I'm making dollars. William, if you want to make sense, you come up here, bro. Jesus, these guys with their opinions. If they had opinions, bro, come up here and base it on fact, not opinion.
If you had any guts, you'd come on camera and you'd tell us your real name.
Correct. Exactly. Jason, thank you.
So come on camera.
He's talking about you.
About me?
Yeah, you.
Bro, I've been showing face since day one, my friend. I just don't show face now because I have to shave every 2 days because I'm a Chico. And every time my facial hair grows, I look like an Arab, and I don't want to get like profiled at the airport. All right? I'm doing you a favor, my friend.
Show me your beard. Show me your beard. I think you got a nice beard,
No,
Cap.
I'll do you one even better, Jason. I'll drive down the street and show you the Hard Rock, bro, so I can show you the street number where the Hard Rock is. Smart ass.
I'll show you my seats.
Yeah, show me your seats. You show me your seats, I'll show you my Orange Bowl seats that I have at the house that I took before they demolished it.
You want me to bring my Richmond Webb autographed jersey game worn?
No. I want you to tell me what street the Orange Bowl is on, too.
Are we having a dick measuring contest about who's the bigger fan here?
Oh, this guy. Oh, God. Now you got me pissed. Oh, my God.
You are a rather disrespectful
No, Jason, if you feel you're pissed, I'm more pissed than you are. How about that?
Really? I'm sorry to bother you.
Here's the funny part. Cap and Jason are like, you guys are you're getting mad at Jason.
No, he gets mad at me because he thinks that I'm just some spick from Miami, bro. I am not.
You're disrespecting a lot of things, including me, my time, my life, and what I do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your time is so important that you can't talk to me as a Dolphin fan, right?
He did.
Sometimes it's 12 o'clock and 12:30. I have calls from my real job. I don't mean to say this isn't a real job, but I actually pay the bills in another way of talking Miami sports.
This is a commitment you made, sir. Regardless of what you hear or you don't, this is a marriage through sickness and health. Till death do us part, Jason.
Cap, let me ask you. Cap, let me ask you something. Because the only reason I'm allowing this to go on is because Jose paid $50 for it.
I'm tired of it.
I gotta
play it. You're tired of me, but I'm tired of the mediocrity. How about that, Jason? You keep hyping up every move like it's a great move. Where the hell is the AFC East Championship?
Where the hell is the respect in humanity to come on, let people finish, not insult somebody outside of football?
There's nobody else on here but me. I'm letting you talk.
You're being one of the most disrespectful people in the chat.
No. I'm not being disrespectful because there's nobody else on here. You can't rebuttal with me because you cannot debate with me.
Patriots fans and Bills fans.
If I want to do an algebra test, Jason would win. But in the debate about the Dolphins, he will get crushed by me.
I don't believe that's true. I'm going to say
I know it's true, bro. I know it's true. And I'm just being nice because I'm being nice. But please do not insult my intelligence when it comes to this team. When we do not even have an AFC East championship, it's been 25 years since we won a playoff game, Jason. Can you do the math on that?
I can. And can you tell me who was in the office for the last 3 or 4 regimes prior to this one? And let's backdate and blame them for now.
Steven,
Jeff Ireland.
Jose,
you tell me. No, I'm asking you. Name them. Name them.
I'm telling you right now, bro. You don't like my answer? Am I wrong?
You to name them.
Am I wrong?
Right now, you're in the car. Name the regimes. I
just told you, Jeff Ireland, which you don't like.
Who else?
Dennis Hickey, which you don't like.
Who else?
Time out. Did you like Jeff Ireland?
As a GM,
Jeff Ireland, say what you will. Jeff Ireland got that team to the playoffs with a general manager that took over after him. And that's a fact.
Anyway. Name the
horrible take.
More names. There's more names.
It's not a horrible take. You see what I'm saying? You say it's horrible, but it's fact because that team got to the playoffs with a unicorn line that Jeff Ireland built. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. Jeff Ireland was trash. So was Dennis Hickey. Next, who are the other?
So Dennis Hickey got Jay Ajayi. Jay Ajayi broke records down here and got us to the playoffs and went to Philadelphia and won a Super Bowl. Yeah, that's real trash, Steven.
Good games. Go to it.
The
Look at the game
hey,
log. He
Jason-
had 5 good
hey,
games.
Sai says Jason
And they
and Cap
traded
show is needed.
No,
Jesus
Jason
Christ.
can't handle this, bro.
Can't
He
handle
cannot
it.
handle it, bro.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what world
You
you're
up here
living
just as bad
I
as
really
he is
don't.
at him.
No. No. Let me tell you something, bro. I love Jason. I love his passion. And there's nobody trying to get on your good side. Just trust me. Your good side, I feel like nobody can even surpass your good side because you won't let nobody in.
What are you talking about?
He's quick to judge me, bro. Oh,
He's
I'm being
not-
disrespectful.
I got
I'm
this
being
shit. What
disrespectful.
has
I don't
he
let nobody
done?
talk.
What has he done? What has he ever done, Cap?
That's a great question. Jason, what have you ever done?
I'm asking you, what has he done to offend you? Why are you really
He has
mad?
not offended me. That's the weird part. I'm just talking
You
loud
get
and he
mad
called me
at him.
disrespectful.
And there's no reason for it.
Tell him that, not me. He's the
No,
one saying I'm
telling you
disrespectful.
that. Cap, you have been here since the beginning. No doubt about that. I'm not denying that. I appreciate your loyalty and your undying love to the #1 Miami fan morning show. But you,
Randy
sir.
Mueller, Jeff Ireland,
Oh, my God.
who
Now
else?
you're
Dennis
reading. Now
Hickey.
you're reading the list. Now you're Googling.
Bro, I'm on the phone with you. What list am I looking on if I'm talking to you face to face? Like I said, I live a block from the stadium, bro.
I want to see your
parents
face.
live in Boynton Beach. Great. I don't care.
God damn it, I haven't shaved, Jason. You got me looking like a bum on here.
I don't got you looking like anything. I don't make that decision. I shaved today.
Jose, this is all your fault, Jose.
Jose, I got you, brother, man. The truth had to be spoken, whether Sarnie liked it or not. I love Sarnie. I love Steven, guys. Thank you for tolerating my nonsense. But this is what happens when you don't win an AFC East championship, Jason.
Cap. All right, this is Spread Kindness Friday, and this clearly
I
has
love
not
you guys,
been
man.
Spread
Be
Kindness.
good, man. I'm out of here.
Hold up.
And
Say,
for a guy
I
like
want you
Mark-
to say something nice to Jason, Cap. Say something
Nah,
nice.
It's okay. Mark Gesicki,
Mark K. He's a Bills fan.
I believe, have I sent cards to him or something? I've done
I don't
something
know.
with him because I don't really appreciate some of the comments you put in there too. So, man.
You got to have thick skin, Jason. We say a lot of crap to piss you off, but we love you, bro.
Thick skin, but I think he just kind of had enough today.
I got to tell
Well,
you.
he needs to come up here more often instead on Fridays when it's donation day. How about that?
Let's get something straight. Jason comes on in his own personal time to help me out on Fridays with the show.
Jesus.
You got to do better, bro. I come up here every day. I multitask.
The man is on social media every day.
I put in my
interacting with
personal
all the
time.
fans.
I don't charge Steven
He's
for
got
it,
a
and he
job.
gets ratings. He gets ratings, my friend.
He doesn't get paid either. I've tried to
It's
give
about
him
the
money.
real numbers.
Jason's been like, no, keep it, man. Keep it for the channel. Keep it for you. I've tried to do this to this man. You better stop, Pete. About to call you Pete. See, now you got me calling you Pete, Cap.
Hey, bring Pete up here. Bring everybody. Why you guys keep making it smaller and smaller?
What are you talking about?
As far as the panel, you guys don't like to have a full panel because you guys don't like different opinions.
No, what are you talking? I'm the only one in this. I'm not the only one. I'm a
Prove
big-
it.
What do you think?
Open the floodgates.
For?
Let the people speak. Do it. I donated $50. Sonny, where's your 50? Let the people speak if you really care about this channel.
Jose just donated 50.
And I got Jose, bro. That's a hundo. That's a hundo between me and Jose. Jason, what's up, bro? We're waiting for you to match.
I don't see your 50, Cap. Where's it at? Where'd
Bro,
that go?
I got your Cashapp. Don't make it seem like I don't know you, bro. I got you. I'm good for it.
Look,
Just wait till next month.
Cap, I love you, okay?
Love you too, man. I gotta go, man. I gotta put gas on here. My car's about to freaking. I'm on 95. I gotta go. I'm by the turnpike, by the Hard Rock, Jason. Peace.
Been there.
Oh, I blame Jose for all this. I blame Jose. Anyways, Jason, I just want to state for the record so it doesn't get confused or twisted. Jason is a big part of this channel. He's helped out tremendously. He comes on not getting paid on Wednesdays to come on for 3 hours in the morning, 2 to 4 hours on some cases. He has given cards out of his own personal inventory. I've tried. He's like, I don't want any money for it. Just pay me if there's shipping cost. Okay. That's it. That's all he's ever asked for. Y'all, matter of fact, where's it at? Get a round of applause, sir. I'm gonna give you your flowers. Y'all need to give Jason his flowers, okay? Cap. Man. Anyways. And you got us arguing out here in front of Jets, Bills, and Patriot fans, man. Y'all out here making us look crazy, Cap. You're making us look bad, Cap. Stop it. This is something we do behind closed doors so people don't think we're this crazy. Man, we don't want the world to know. Andravia said, who upset my man Sarnie? Where'd they go? It's Cap. Look, I love Cap, and I love you, obviously. We need more Jason Cap for Life said with his $5 donation. We just want more of you. He loves you, Jason.
This is going to segue into something that it's really very important to me. And then I will put the time clock in because at 12:30, I have a call. Now, what that call is, for anyone who's curious, is I write content. I'm a ghostwriter. I'm a content creator for a marketing company. And our main clients are sports-based clients. And one of them is a huge computing company that does a lot of sports-based fantasy research. And that's my job. I'm lucky enough and grateful enough to write about sports all day. I'm more than lucky and grateful enough to be, for the last 4 or 5 years, really welcomed, in most cases, into this community. I'm from New York. And when I was 12 years old, I discovered a massive affinity for the Miami Dolphins inside of New York because I just moved a couple of years ago from Queens to Long Island, a really, really difficult place to be a new kid in town. And I did fine for myself. But because I really didn't know exactly what football was, I was making the mortal error of becoming a diehard Miami Dolphin fan in the real behind enemy lines territory of New York Jets land. I'll tell you, man, as a 13, 14, 15-year-old kid growing up watching games when they were on TV by a lonesome, because all your Jet fans didn't want the Marino jersey in the house, I was fine. That was fine by me because it was fun when they were winning. And then when I jumped on Twitter, the reason I was not on Twitter is because I worked and lived in New York. So I really didn't want to just be out there. But when I moved to Pennsylvania, I was outside of the Jetland. And my Dolphin life became much more, I'll wave the flag. I'll jump on Twitter. I'll put myself out there. And through step A to B to C to D to everything else in between, I've been blessed and I've been through a really tough roller coaster of trying to get to where I've wanted to be since I became a Dolphin fan. And that's covering and writing and talking about them for a living. That's not working for them. That's not creating my own channel. That's not writing first. That's something in my life. And I will stop at nothing until that happens. And I'm not there yet. I am thankful for Steven to giving me a platform. I'm thankful for people who listen to me. What I hate is people who affect mental health. I've lost family and friends in that time to mental health. And I didn't say losses and I don't know them anymore. They ain't on the earth anymore. And despite all these things, I've lost people to cancer. I've fought with my mother who's gone through cancer. And I raised money for that organization. And I sacrificed my time, my efforts, and my property for this community. And I will continue to do it no matter who comes after me, including you, Cap, including you.
Well, this was not how I wanted Friday to go. I do want to say that
I respectfully decline with you, Cap. I'm sorry, but the answer is no.
I do think that oh man, I hate drama. I hate it.
The ironic thing is, so do I.
Anyways.
And I want to talk about Miami Dolphin football and nothing else right now for the next 26 minutes because that's the time that I got.
Okay. All right. Anyways. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go from here, man. We're going to hit the reset button. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the reset button. We're going to start the show back over. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. Right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Okay. I love everybody. I love you all. It's Spread Kindness Friday. That's all we're going to do. We're going to talk spread kindness right now. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. No drama. No drama. Okay. You know what? I'm going to give you some dad jokes. You get 2 jag jokes coming up right now. Okay. Because I've been doing dad jokes today, and I like it. Here we go. He says, I'll come up for $50 and fix all this carnage. William, we probably need you. You're a comedian. I'm down with that, William. All right. All right, here we go. What do you call it when James Bond takes a bath? Do you know?
I don't. I give up.
007.
See, I was thinking if it was a 007 or if it was like I was trying to think of like the shaken, not stirred, but I don't want to picture that in the bath with, I don't know. That's not bad. That's not bad. 007.
All right, one more. One more. I'm trying to find a good one. You ready? Here we go. My wife left a note on the fridge that said, "This isn't working." I'm not sure she's really talking about. I opened the fridge door and it's working just fine. Hello. Let's go. Let's go. All about it. All about it.
Not bad.
All right, I look. That's what you're going to get on Fridays from here on out. You're going to get Dolphins talk and dad jokes. Okay, that's it. That's what you come here for on Fridays now. No more drama. Gosh, y'all out here in these streets with this drama. I don't need it. I don't want it. Anyways, what else do the Dolphins need to do? Has there been any breaking news in the last 20 minutes? Let me see if there's been any breaking news.
That's a good thing. I'm hitting Twitter up right now.
Bills release Isaiah McKenzie. And and Buccaneers release Leonard Fournette and Cameron Brate.
No more running backs. No more running backs.
I'm not mad at it.
No more running backs.
Bills release Isaiah McKenzie. I'm surprised about that one, though.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be like the third receiver there, no?
I just DDT'd a kitten, Steven. That's on you.
I'm allergic to cats, so I'm not offended by that statement. That doesn't offend me, no offense. Very, very highly allergic to cats.
Anyways. What else?
Woo! March Madness starts soon, right?
Yeah, I know. You know what we don't have to worry about? Mike Gesecki doing the gritty anymore.
That's outlawed in my house. My children are allowed to do it. They can't do it on their Fortnite or their Roadblocks video games. I will never do it again. It's outlawed.
Oh, man.
What do I think about the Berrios signing? I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, home run, grand slam, best signing in the world? No. Does it fill 2 needs? Absolutely. Homegrown talent, nice dollars, returner, slot guy. What's not to like?
Hey, be on the lookout. We're going to have Braxton Berrios' dad on the show, and hopefully we're going to have Braxton Berrios on before training camp starts.
That would be great.
So that's already in the works.
You know what's funny? I was thinking about this, with all this influx of the Jets, it reminds me inter-AFC kind of stuff was when like the Patriots kept on plucking from the Dolphins and the Patriots were going on to win Super Bowls because they were plucking everybody from their competitors, it's smelling like a version of that because these are like lower end middle tier players. Backup, sure, Berrios, great, slot guy, Mike White, Feeney.
Hey, William Perry just donated $50 to come on the show and try to liven up the mood.
Bring it on.
The link I just dropped is for William Perry only. Nobody else. Nobody else. William Perry said money sense, Steven. I got you, William. I'm gonna tell some jokes to William, and maybe we're gonna end this show on a high note. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end this show.
I like hearing that
high note, man. What do you like about Eric Salbert, the Denver Broncos tight end? That we signed?
What he grades right in the middle of the pack in blocking, and that's what we need him. I know
exactly what McDaniel wants in a tight end. I think
it was. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. When everyone's looking for the splash, I'm looking for the things that make complete sense. You need a better blocking tight end. This is a guy that's a blocking tight end. Now you pair him with a Smythe, anyone they can get on the market or anyone that they could draft. You have a guy like a Schauber whose job is to block. That's what his job is. And I don't care if he catches a single ball. He needs to grade much better in the blocking, passing, running, everything. And I think that's what he's going to do.
Amicus, we're not paying for airtime. We just were not going to have anybody on today. And then it was like, hey, look, if somebody wants to, if Cap wants to come on and talk, he's got to pay for it to come on. And then William said, hey, I'll match the donation so I can liven it up. Look, they're just donating because they appreciate the content. That's all. That's all. They're just crazy people out in Creole country.
Listen, I don't know what all that drunk ex-girlfriend rambling was going on up here earlier. I was genuinely confused the whole time. I was like, what is he even saying? There's words coming out, but the sentences weren't making sense. It sounded like kind of like the Bible. Verse by verse, it don't make sense. But but paragraph and paragraph, and then by the time there's a whole book of nonsense.
There's a whole book. Hey, I got a couple of dad jokes for you. You ready?
Let's go.
All right, dad joke.
Hey, guess what, Steven? I got to tell you this first. The other day, the other day, am I in a bad spot? Can you hear me good?
A little bit. You're right. Breaking in and out.
So the other day, I don't do a bunch of dating. So do what?
What? See, no. You're breaking up. Breaking up, William.
I got this bad spot out here in the woods.
So you donated so that you could be in bad cell phone service territory? I appreciate it, William. Thank you.
Man, you never know. You never know in Alabama whenever this thing's gonna go in or out. It's like whatever.
All right, you ready? Here we go. We got some dad jokes.
With this whole, let's go.
What? I'm gonna give you 3 dad jokes, William. 3 dad jokes.
All right.
What did the buffalo say to his son when he dropped him off at school?
What did he say?
Bison.
That's good.
I like that one. That was the best. That was your best one. That's the winner so far.
Okay. I wasn't close to my father when he died, which is lucky because he stepped on a landmine. No, you don't like that one?
You should have left on the high note.
All right, we got one more. I'll give you one more.
Yeah, that's right. I've got PTSD from the wars, Steve. You can't be saying jokes like that.
I have a joke about trickle-down economics, but 99% of you will never get it.
That one's all right. That one's all right.
I know. I gotta do one more. One more. What?
Yes.
What do you call a sad cup of coffee? Depresso. $1 million right there. Let's go.
Hey, you have a great day, babe. Listen, I'm always nice to these people that work this toll bridge over here because their job has to be miserable out in this heat right now. It's terrible out here.
They still have
And with all
real old people down south. They don't have machines
brother,
to take the money.
This is how screwed up this is.
Your license plate. You still have real old people down there.
So they built a toll bridge in Orange Beach from the expressway to the backside of Canal Road, right? And this thing was making money hand over fist during spring break. We're talking about millions of dollars. Then they turn around and sell the bridge to an Australian investor. so like they don't even own the bridge anymore. This is the wildest thing. And now they're trying to build another bridge, and they call it the Bridge to Nowhere.
Wow, that's interesting. New tweet of the morning. Daggone it, Steven. I'm not going to say what he really said because you're not going to get me on the swear jar because it's real. All right, William, real quick, Dolphins news. How do you think the Dolphins have done so far this season?
Listen, and I was on board with Cap whenever they said sign Jalen Ramsay. I loved it. I didn't think we were going to get him because I thought we were going to get Bobby Wagner, right? And then whenever we got Jalen Ramsay, because I wanted Jalen Ramsay, Derrick Henry, and some kind of good right tackle. You know what I mean? And whenever they got a third of it right, anyways. But we're not going to go get Henry, or we're going to get somebody in the draft that's good. But other than that, Jason, I seen your whole nose turn red whenever you were talking. I was like, wow. I've never seen you this upset before. And you're like a laid back dude too.
Let me tell you, that is not the maddest I've ever seen Jason. Just want to throw that out there. Jason,
really?
Jason has killed people.
He's still
I don't want to throw that out
steaming
there.
Over there.
I don't want to get you in trouble with the law.
Well, he might have one of these Bosa moments. We want him to. We want him to pull a Bosa.
William is convinced that the Bosa brothers are like legit killers. Like they have publicly said that they have killed people in interviews in the past.
First off, I watched him do an interview with a 10-year-old out in the park somewhere, and the way that they were trying to explain how they grew up doesn't sound like it all added up. You know what I mean?
Nick and Joe Bosi, Aaron Hernandez. Yeah. What do they all have in common?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what he said.
They all have some kind of form of CTE, but these guys speak like they're they might
wrong
dabble
in William. Wrong
dude.
In me.
I'm just saying, like their words are expanded out. Like they're geniuses. These guys are geniuses, super geniuses, and they just that kind of
Amicus says ratings would boost if we happen to see William get snatched by an Alabama alligator.
Funny story about that. My grandfather was an alligator hunter. So like in our barns, we used to have these massive hooks where he would go out and they would hunt alligators all the time.
Have you ever tasted alligator?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I've heard it tastes like chicken.
Yeah, do you like gumbo?
Hey, no, hold on. I missed the joke. Have you ever tasted alligator before?
I love Louisiana.
Have you ever tasted alligator before? You say yeah. You've tasted it. I've heard it's real chompy.
Yes. Yeah.
Bam! Got it off the top of my head. Let's go.
There we go. These dad jokes are working today.
Dude, I'm on these dad jokes.
The other day, that's so smooth.
I can't wait to tell my kids I did dad jokes today. Super excited.
Look, there was this. I saw a pickup line the other day that was so smooth. I was like, I might have to use that. Guy goes, "Hey, I heard you got a boyfriend," and she goes, "Yeah, I do." And he goes, "Well, is he an organ donor?" And she says, "No." He goes, "Well, damn, you're way too beautiful for him not to be able to give you his heart." I was like, that was real good.
Let's go.
That was real good. Hey, he would have gotten me.
Hey, you ready? Here we go. I'm gonna do a couple more, and then we're gonna end the show. He goes, How do you make a tissue dance?
How?
Music.
You put a little boogie in it. What? Let's go. Yeah. Hold on.
You gotta quit stewing in the corner. It's not that big a deal.
I'm just saying, man, it's your platform, brother. I'm here listening.
I love all your stuff though. Like I read. You know what? You're the only person that I stop and read whenever I see you put out stuff. I'll stop and read the whole article.
That makes me feel really
He'll literally
good,
pull over on the side of the road and be like, "Man, this is really good stuff. I'm enjoying this."
Yeah. Hey, Jackson, we appreciate you for even like Steven, we're lucky to have you here. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, William.
I wouldn't worry too much about like these angry fans out here for no reason.
You know what? It's all good. It's all good. Sometimes, like I wish it was a button or a switch you could just say, forget about it. But unfortunately, I don't have that power. So all will be fine.
Hey, William. I ordered a chicken and an egg on Amazon. I'll let you know. Bam! That's funny. I don't care what nobody says. Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna give you a couple more before you get out of here. A couple more, and then I'm done. I swear. I'm done.
There's a whole side about this, isn't there?
Well, I love me some dad jokes. I think they're the best. Love them. In 2017, I didn't do a marathon, and I didn't do one in 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 2022 either. It's a running joke. Bam! No.
So over the weekend, they had comedians doing drag over in Mobile, right?
You told me this.
Well, my friend Ryan
and I was very silent when you said it, and I was like, I don't know how I should answer this or how should I moving forward with this. So I
didn't do the show. I was just I went and participated because it's my friends are comedians, so obviously they you go support your people. But my friend Ryan shaved his entire body, face, everything.
Hey, I know you paid the $50, but this is still a rated G. Okay, this is still rated G.
But he paid. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything terrible, Steven. I'm just telling you how it went. So they had that. He didn't know that there was a bathing suit. He didn't know that there was a bathing suit competition, right? So he had to borrow his girlfriend's bathing suit to do the bathing suit competition. So they're over there twerking on the floor. So the two comedians in drag. It was hilarious to watch. You had to have been there to see it. But I did get a picture of his old lady putting his lipstick on him so he could do the show. It was so much fun. If you ever get a chance to go watch a show like that, go take your wife and go have fun because those are the best. It's hilarious, especially whenever it's all your friends. What comedy club do y'all have in Maryland?
We have the Baltimore Comedy Factory. My wife and I just went this past weekend, and we saw Chico Bean from the 85 South show.
Yeah,
this weekend. He was great. He was absolutely amazing. I was the only white guy there, literally.
Oh, really?
White guy there. Sat right next to the stage and was roasted almost the entire night. Was called Peter Griffin the entire night. Swear to God, he gets up on stage. He's like, "Oh, what's up, everybody?" He's like, "Oh, Peter Griffin is here. What's up?" Get that up on stage. It was great. They were awesome. I love stand-up.
That's my favorite thing to do is crowd. Crowd is so much fun, especially whenever you get somebody that's not angry.
I just finished watching Bert Kershire's comedy special, Razzle Dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle.
Yeah, man. Dude.
Yeah, it was so good.
It's 3 a.m. in the morning. Lie to you not. I was crying, laughing, listen, like I'm hollering in the living room with everybody asleep in the house, just dying, laughing, like listening to Bert Kreischer. I have not laughed that hard in a long time. I just finished watching Chris Rock's new special that was actually filmed here in Baltimore.
Man, he
killed Will Smith. It was really good. It was really good.
It was so good. And if you watched it live,
and Marlon Wayans is great too. I love Bill Burr.
Got a new special coming out.
I love Bill Burr.
Burr's great.
Bill Burr is great. I also listen to a lot of Matt Rife on the internet. He's from Wild 'N Out too. The white
Matt
guy.
Matt Rife's crowd work
is excellent. He's got some of the best
crowd work. Is so good.
Is so good. And then the guy who does Charlemagne the God's the Brilliant Idiots, Andrew Schultz.
Andrew Schultz. Yeah.
Oh my God,
he's great. His crowd work is great too.
I love comedy for a lot of different reasons, but one of the things that I love comedy about is I think everything is funny. You can find the humor in anything and everything. I'm not a huge fan of cancel culture, obviously, but I think there's comedic, there's comedy in everything that you can do in life. And so
that's what it's for, Steven. It's for to take these social.
I think comedy's the final frontier when it comes to being able to have free speech or being able to like just talk about anything in the world. So I love comedy. I think
you know what you need to go watch.
It needs to be saved. It needs to keep going, you know.
What you need to go watch, and you and Sarnie should both go watch this. TJ Miller put out a special called Dear Jonah, right? And
Williams?
Yeah.
I'm just making a bad joke. I was just trying to stay way back into football. But guys, I got 2 minutes, guys. I got to run at this, but continue your story about Jonah. I got to run.
All right, well, give me. Hey, will you give us your final thought of the day, Jason? And then William and I will close out the show. We'll end the show today.
Debate as much as you want. Debate your takes and stand by them with conviction, but do so with respect to other human beings. And fins up.
You're right. Fins up, Jason. Sarnie.
Jason, call me, text me when you can talk later, bud. Okay.
You got it.
Love you, man. Be good.
Jason, so good to see you again.
Bye, Felicia.
He just dipped out too. He was not happy.
When I die, I want to be cremated. It's my last chance to have a smoking hot body. Let's go.
But go watch Dear Jonah it's on YouTube. It's free to watch, but it is probably one of the what happens in that special is probably one of the greatest things to ever happen to comedy in general, because what takes place. I'll just give you. There's a guy in the crowd named Jonah that starts interacting, and TJ Miller thinks it's just some drunk guy heckling him. And come to find out, the guy's is remedial and has all these problems, and he's a huge fan of Deadpool, and sat front stage so he could meet so he could see TJ Miller. But he starts adding him into the show, and it gets even better.
Yeah, it's so funny that comedy's changed over the years, because 15 years ago, it was maybe not 15, but I mean, maybe even 10 years ago, right? It was taboo to work yourself into the comedy routine, like to do crowd work. And it was very few people were told to do it. They even taught you, hey, don't always do crowd work. Now in 2023 and the world of TikTok and everything, I think all these new stand-up comedians, a lot of them, a good portion of the show is crowd work and just doing the crowd.
The younger generation, like the Andrew Schultz and down, are doing more crowd work, because it just seems to be better to interact with people at the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did a set at Live a couple weeks ago, and I didn't even do any material. I just started talking to everybody in the crowd, and it was just it was probably one of the greater moments and more fun.
You have to be quick in order to do crowd work, right? You got to be on the spur of the moment. You have to be able to make jokes on the fly. You have to be good.
Exactly.
Not everybody can do crowd work, and
it requires a linear thinking that like a lot of people, and to get thrown off from like your regular material and then bounce right back into it. Sometimes it's tough, but like once you get like in.
Flipside Fishing said you must not remember Def Comedy Jam. I know William lost here.
Crowd work with them.
We lost your connection
for
a minute. But Flipside said you must not remember Def Comedy Jam. Def Comedy Jam was huge for many different reasons, but you saw Martin Lawrence do a lot of crowd work because he was the host. And I think as the host, when you're hosting, that's always been a good thing. Right? That's always been an approved thing within the community. You can do crowd work if you're a host. But if you're coming on to straight do a set, you want to have material. You want to have good stories. Bert Kershire the other night, when I'm watching him, I was rolling because from the beginning of the show to the end, I was taking on a journey. And so by the end of the last story, he was able to incorporate certain things from the beginning jokes. And I'm like, this is great. This is amazing.
Well, I mean, even put a reference into the Machine and things like that, like throughout his career. Have you seen the Machine?
Oh, dude, I love Bert. I love Bert Kershire, man. I think he's great.
But have you seen but he's seen the story of the Machine, right?
I've not seen the beginning. I've only watched stuff over the last few years of him.
Go on YouTube today and watch him telling the story about the Machine. And it's a true story.
So what I do know is that he got interviewed in the Rolling Stone for being the best party animal in the world.
Well, the movie National Lampoon's Van Wilder is based off of Bert Kreischer's life.
That I know.
Yeah. So
he sold the rights to his story, and they made the movie out of it, and it was a big deal. And but the Rolling Stone interview that he did when he was still in college is what kind of jump started his career. But I'm a big Kershire fan, and I love his podcast that he has with Tom Segura. His Tom Segura podcast
Two Bears, One Cave.
Wow, it's love it.
You should say the one where Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino took over.
And
Andrew Santino.
Andrew Santino is
Bad friends. For
those of you who don't know who Andrew Santino is, if you've watched the show on FX with Lil Dicky, he's his manager. He's one of his best friends. He's the red-haired guy. I had never heard about Andrew Santino before the show with Lil Dicky, and then started watching his stand-up and was floored. And then I started seeing he had podcasts. He's got a podcast called the Ginger Whiskey.
Whiskey Ginger.
Which is great.
And he's got bad friends with Bobby Lee.
And he's got bad friends with Bobby Lee. And Bobby Lee, I've known because of Theo or Vaughn. Theo Vaughn, who also is excellent. And I know about him because of Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan's a huge, not only UFC. It's so funny the avenues that Joe Rogan's been in throughout over the years. But the stand-up comedy world, the stand-up comedy world is I mean, Joe Rogan's the GOAT for many different reasons. But
I don't know, Steven. I'm cutting out. I'm in the worst place ever.
Alabama, Roll Tide, they suck.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, man.
Stupid signal on this dumb beach.
So
I gotta get out.
We absolutely. Oh, Vaughn 954. Vaughn 954. You could come up for a minute since we're talking comedy. Come up here. This is for Vaughn 954 only. If you can come up, because we're just talking comedy real quick. I do like talking comedy. I love stand-up comedy. This is for Vaughn 954. That's you, man. That's all you. because Von's been doing some stand-up too. William and his bad connection. Damn you, William. Get back up here, man. Oh, River Craycraft is back on a 1-year deal. Let's go. Yep, 1-year deal, River Craycraft. I'm about it. I'm about it. Like it. Let's go, River Craycraft. I like it. I'm good with it. It's good. Definitely good. Von 954, and if I can get what's his face? If I can get the Ice Tray William back on here, I'll do a couple more minutes with those two guys. But then I'm going to be out of here. But I don't mind talking some stand-up for a minute because I love stand-up. It's the best thing in the world. You're having a bad... You know what? While I'm waiting for Von 954 and William to get back up here, I'm going to give you 2 more dad jokes, and then I'm done. And if they're not up here by the time I finish these couple dad jokes, we're just going to end the show. When I was a kid, my mother told me that I could be anything on anyone I wanted to be. Turns out identity theft is a crime. Bam! No? Okay. My doctor told me I was going deaf. The news was hard for me to hear. Bam! No. Okay. Anyone looking to buy a DeLorean? Good shape, good mileage, only driven from time to time? No? Nothing? All right, I'm gonna give one more good dad joke, and then if Von 954 is not up here. Von, get up here, man. I dropped the link in there for Von 954 only. Here we go. What's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Living the dream.
You are living the dream. You're doing a lot of stand-up comedy, man.
Oh, man, I love it, man. It's the best thing I decided to do this past year, stepping out to do comedy. It's always been a part of my life. I love it, man. Like, it's kind of weird because most people, you know, they fear bombing and all. And I'm like, that's a part of it. And I think I'm kind of sick because when I'm having a shit set, like, I walk off like, dang, all right, I got to go work on that.
Have you had some places where you've been straight bombed, and have you had some like standing ovations yet?
Yeah, my first time I did West Palm was like the first standing ovation I got, like where it just my whole set like straight through. I think it was just an amazing crowd for comedy. Yeah, like and I said it before I went up to someone that went with me. I was like, because I could just feel the energy in the room. I said, I'm about to kill it tonight because I just kind of felt I go off the crowd's energy. So a lot of times that's the hardest part. Like, because sometimes, especially starting out, I'm working crowds. Then it's just like I see people that have been doing it for 5, 10 or more years, and I think they're killing it, but nobody's laughing. It's just how it goes with comedy sometimes. But
now, Von, you have a YouTube channel now, right?
Yeah, Von Green on YouTube.
All right, I'm gonna drop the link for it. Is it Von? No E at the end, right? Von Green.
Yeah, just like the color. Yeah, and I'm gonna start doing some more digital content too.
I just subscribed.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
And I'm dropping the link in the chat for the people to get on. Go check out the boy. Go check him out.
Yeah, for anybody in the chat there in South Florida, man, I got a show coming up March 29th, Miami Improv. We're going to be doing the open mic night there. So my first time hitting Miami Improv now. So I'm excited about that. Looking forward to that one because it's Miami. It's a lot to talk about. Here,
real quick, I'll even throw one of your things up here. You are talking about the Dolphins up here.
And the Dolphins is also being a guy that gets put in the friend zone with a really fine ass girl. You hang out with her, She try on dresses in front of you. She flick your dick. She do all kind of shit. And you're like, one day, it's going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. You're a Dolphins fan. It's never going to happen. Wake up. It's the Dolphins. This shit is never going to happen.
Not wrong.
I keep it real. I got to go back to that joke. I haven't done anything with it since then. I think I'm gonna go back to that. I'll wait for football season, though.
And you're on TikTok too, right?
Yeah, Vaughn Green.
All right, guys, go sub to that man's channel and go check him out on TikTok. Vaughn
Appreciate
Green
that,
954.
Yeah,
Dude, man,
that.
it sucks that I can't get what's his face back on. What's some stand-up comedy you've been watching lately or that you're into?
I was gonna say I just saw him recently. Been on Theo Vaughn. I'm watching. You know what? As a comic, I watch a lot of their podcasts because as a comic, I get more insight. You know how they build their sets. How like starting out. Because starting out, you don't really know how this goes. You don't go to college to be a comic. It's just learning the open mic circuit, learning how to network. I listen to a lot of their podcasts. But yeah, Theo Vaughn. I'm a big Tom Segura, Bill Burr.
Burt Kershire, we were just talking about him. I was I don't know if you were just listening to me, but I was just saying like 20 minutes ago, I was like, man, his new Razzle Dazzle on Netflix is like,
when did that come out? I don't know if I saw that one.
It just came out in the last week, and dude was like on the couch screaming, laugh, like cry. You know how like you start crying, laughing.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a few, like I love Dave Chappelle, right? Love Dave. But Dave's made me laugh, like legit laugh.
Yeah.
But the people that have made me howl that I can't breathe, Burt Kershire and Bill Burr have just made it where I cannot breathe listening to those guys.
Bill Burr's my dude. I got to see him like last year in West Palm. I saw Bill Burr.
He's great, right?
He's amazing. A lot of my he's one of my guys. He's in my, I would say my Mount.
Is he on your Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, I think he's up there.
He's got. I think he's made it up there. Patrice O'Neal was, oh my God, amazing. I'll tell you the best live I've ever seen, like in person, was Donnell Rawlings. I was crying.
I haven't seen him live yet, but I know
he was amazing. He had a whole skit. This was 12 years, right when my wife and I first started first started dating. So this was what, 12 years ago, 11 years ago. And his skit was take it to the face. And the whole, and it was coming off the Dave Chappelle, I'm rich, bitch. So, but he was so good. So I love Donnell Rawlings. He's great. And, I also like what's her face? Some more? Am I right?
Some more? Yeah, she just had a new special. Yeah, I got to finish watching that one. Do you watch Miss Pat at all? She's Miss Pat. Crazy.
So I knew of Miss Pat. I remember her from Comic View, but I couldn't remember her. And so I'm watching this Burt Kershire thing on Netflix where he does. In 2020, he did like a week in the woods and had all these people come there. And Miss Pat was on with Kaylee Kuko and the guy from Community, the main character from Community, and was also on The Soup. I can't think of his name. He's got a new show on Fox right now where he's an animal guard or an animal thing. I can't think of his name. But Flipside Fishing with the $5 donation. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. But yeah, Miss Pat was like yelling at Kaylee Kuko, and you could tell like they were like she was not happy. But she's raw. Shit. She's so unfiltered.
Yeah.
And
she's just that's really just who she is. Yeah, she's funny.
It was really, really good. Dude, I got a ladybug in here. A mini ladybug.
Don't you hurt that ladybug.
I killed it.
Son of a bitch. Oh, damn.
Don't call PETA on me. Don't call PETA. Okay.
I saw how you watch Joe Coy at all?
Joe Coy I learned about right after the pandemic. Or actually, it might have been during the pandemic I learned about Joe Coy. It was so funny. During the pandemic, I got introduced to a totally new world of comedians because there was nothing to watch, right? And so
the same,
and so you just start watching stand-up comedy. And so I found out about Joe Coy. I found out about Andrew Santino. I found out about more of Andrew Schultz. And Schultz had been there for years with Charlemagne the God, but I'd always known Charlemagne through the Breakfast Club. And he had always referenced this white guy that he did a show with. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? So Schultz, I found out.
I just got on the Schultz the last few years too.
What the brilliant,
his stand-up, yeah.
His stand-up is great. His stand-up is
I didn't know, like I just heard Charlemagne always talk about him, and I was like, oh, okay. But I just now like actually start watching his stand-up, and like, yeah, it's crazy. Same with Joe Coy. A lot of these comedians that I'm onto, like over the past few years, I've just really gotten to know more of these comedians that, you know.
I know Chris Delilah.
Yes, yep.
He's had some good stuff, but he's not like I wouldn't go out of my way to go watch him.
Yeah,
Bert Kirshire. Oh my God, I can't say enough about him, dude. I'm trying to think who else.
He's a Florida guy too, isn't he? I think he's from Florida, isn't he? I think.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
G says Country Wayne is the GOAT right now. Country Wayne's really, really good.
I haven't seen his stand-up yet. Any of his stand-up yet.
Country Wayne, I've seen a little bit on social media, TikTok and stuff, but like I've only ever. It's so weird because stand-up has changed so much in the last 2 or 3 years because of TikTok. So a lot of people that you see doing TikTok or YouTube started getting into the world, like found out, oh, I'm funny when I make a video or do 30 seconds, but it's a totally different world when you go on and sit in front of a stage and you have 3 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
There's no cut, no edit. Like you and that, and it's so much more nuances to it. You gotta what's the climate like? What happened today? What's going on in the world? What city are you? You know, what town is it? What day of the week is it even? What, you know what I'm saying? The mood, everything. You gotta kind of consider that. Like, are they gonna laugh about this particular joke right now? Or is it the top? You know, like that's how I go into it. Like
Wayne D says DC Young Fly. DC Young Fly to me is like Jamie Foxx. He's a triple threat. DC Young Fly can sing, he can rap, he can act, he's got stand up. DC Young Fly. A lot of comics he's a triple threat.
Talents, man. A lot of comics, like they either play instruments, they do music, do poetry, like which I'm gonna delve into. Like I write poetry and stuff as well. I'm gonna delve into poetry. And
are you gonna do poetry slam? Look here, Dolphins fans, as we go down to the world that is the Dolphins and being a fan and how crazy and horrible it can be on a Sunday afternoon when they lose.
See, Tua is what Tua does.
Tua is Tua is him. And
Tua ain't got to do much. Tua will just be.
I've been to like a poetry slam in Baltimore. Really, really good stuff. But I absolutely love stand up, and be honest with you, it's probably my getaway from like real life, like the real world.
Yeah. Like, and that's me. It's therapy for me. I joke about it up there saying it's my therapy because I can't afford it. like I'm serious though. It's like it's so therapeutic, man. It's like the rush I get, like once I finish and I go off it's like I would imagine that's how it feels doing, you know, like some hard drugs or something. I would imagine. I haven't done any, but the rush that I get, I feel like that's probably what, you know, it's addictive.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, look who's back real quick.
Yo, there he is.
What's up,
What's going on, bro?
Vaughn!
What's going on, man?
God dang this signal out here. I hate you, Florida.
Are you in Florida right now?
Oh, it's terrible. Yes, I'm in Florida right now.
Where you at?
Up north?
It's bad. It's so bad.
Are you down south?
It's
down south for me.
Is he hearing you?
I can hear y'all, but y'all can't hear me.
No, we can hear you.
We hear you.
We can hear you fine. Where you at?
Oh, Yeah, I'm gonna jump out and come back in. There we go. This place sucks.
Tell me how you really feel, William. Boo!
He must be up north. I'm guessing.
So William wanted me to put this together, and I will this year. I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. Mm-hmm. There's another guy named Oscar, who's in your area, who just moved to your area.
Okay.
He did the MetLife takeover a lot. Oscar, I can't think of his last name, but he's a big Dolphins fan. So we're gonna do a big stand-up comedy event at one of the home games this year, man.
Hell
we're
yeah!
gonna have you, William, you, Oscar, and do a Dolphin comedy night.
Oh hell yeah! Perfect. Yeah.
You down with that?
I was gonna say we should. I was gonna get with you about that and say, yo, what do you think about one of the events we do, like some, have a whole show and.
William wants to come down for a weekend, and we're going to do a stand-up comedy night for Dolphins fans.
Awesome. You know where? Did you have a place in mind where you wanted to
do this? Well, Beza sore if I get this.
Okay, I was going to say I like when I went there for the to watch the Bills game. I was like, yo, this would be a nice spot to do a little comedy, like a little.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get them back on board for this year, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, this is so
William,
dumb.
can you hear us now?
I can hear y'all, but like I can't. Like it's just choppy as hell.
We can hear you fine. We hear you perfectly.
I'm going to a better spot. This place sucks.
Where are you at?
I'm in the worst place of Florida hell ever.
What is that?
Right outside of Pensacola.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pensacola or somewhere around there.
Yeah, which is like North Florida. It's bad.
Or is it like South Alabama? What is it?
Dolphins, Cater Kahoo received the $705,000 as part of the NFL's performance-based pay distribution.
Yeah.
He had a base salary of $705,000 last year, so they doubled it. So they doubled his salary. Shout out to Cater Kahoo. Drinks on Cater. Drinks on Darth Cater, baby.
Man, I was just talking to somebody about it yesterday. I was talking to my brother about it. I was like, man, he really he came out of nowhere. I was like, man, say what you want. Shout out to Boyer.
Unbelievable.
Shout out to
Boyer, Florida. Why do you suck so bad sometimes?
William, this sucks that you are in bed because we're talking stand-up today and you can't even get on to really talk with us.
I'm going to a better place. This is bullshit.
Well, I wasn't planning on having the show go this long, and now we're down to 66 people because we are no longer talking about the Dolphins and people just left.
Steven, you made us bring your chat down. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, how dare you guys? How dare you?
Talking about comedy and
we were up at like 177 people.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
No, this place sucks, Steven. Bunch of gay looking houses on this place. I hate it.
I was just having you two guys on because we're talking stand up.
Yeah, I love it. I love that's what we're doing. Vaughn, we finally get to meet, video to video.
No, I got like two people in the back room besides you two, and I'm not bringing anybody else up here. I'm just letting y'all know. Not doing it.
They want to talk that football.
I don't want to talk football. I'm done talking football right now.
It's the off season, man. Let's laugh about some stuff. Shit.
Well, Cap sucked all the air out of the room whenever he made Sarnie mad. Nobody wants to talk football anymore.
Wait, what? I missed that. I just came in when that was going on. What was that about?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We don't need to relive it.
Man, can't we all just get along?
Cap, you got to apologize with Jason here. You can't just apologize to me. You got to apologize to Jason when he's here. Okay? No, I will give you the platform to do it.
But
man, Cap, that's my dude, man. Cap, what's going on,
Cap.
bro?
I love Cap, but
Cap's cool as hell. He's just mad all the time, man.
All right, fine. I'll bring it. You got 60 seconds, Cap. Go. 60 seconds.
I just wanted to say that as a man, men are not perfect. And at the same time, I got 45 seconds left. So I'm going to make real quick what I have to say. I was wrong, Jason Sarnie. I was wrong for my actions. I was wrong for my tone. And I was wrong for trying to make you out to be somebody you're not. You are a true Finn fan, and I am sorry. And I hope that you can forgive me one day, my friend. I know we come up here. I got 15 seconds. Wait, I got 15. 12. To all of you, I apologize. I inspire growth. I do not inspire dumbness or no factual evidence whatsoever. This is about facts, not emotions. I apologize to all of you. I have to go because the Dollar Tree has a special, but I will show my commitment in a better way to all of you. I'm better than that. On a Friday, we're all better than that. And for that, I like to say that do not follow in my footsteps when it comes to emotions involving the Miami Dolphins, because no one's ever going to win.
Brother, you're probably one of the most passionate dudes about this team that I've ever met.
I'm sorry, William.
Hey,
Vaughn, I'm sorry.
Cap, I love you. I would ask you two things. Reach out to him.
Wherever you are, Jason. I don't do social media because social media is the devil's tool. But Jason, please come back, Jason. I will make it up to you, sir. I promise you.
I think that you two should talk behind closed doors. That's the first thing.
I think so too, sir. I agree with you.
And the second, and if you want, go in the private chat and put. I know I haven't talked to you in a while, Cap. I apologize.
Just get my info from Batman, and we can fix it from there. I need to fix the wrong. I need to.
And then you need when he's on a platform, publicly apologize to him when he's on that platform.
Well, maybe if it was on a platform more often, I would do it.
Hey, Cap.
Sorry.
Go. All right, go back to timeout, Cap. I love you.
Bye. Sorry.
I missed you, man. How you been? Talking to you, Von 954. You're on mute.
I keep pressing the wrong buttons and everything.
I know.
Is this better? Y'all can actually hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, we hear
you. Vaughn, you
Yeah.
want to go to Texas? You want to go to Texas and do Kill Tony with me?
I'm down, bro. When is this?
I'm going. I got tickets for July.
Okay. All right. Well, keep me in the loop, then. All right.
They sold out.
He said, "Look, the way my bank account is set up is it backs up to my savings. It takes 3 business days. You know the
rest. Well, from left pocket to right pocket, checking and savings. Everybody, Steven, have you been pulling your money out of the bank?
Nah, man. Sure haven't.
Listen, dude, I don't know what was going on the other day, but they had like an influx of people just running into the bank trying to get as much cash as they wanted.
Making a rush.
Yeah.
It's up north. We're chill. We're chill up here. Okay.
I'm good with it. I'm not scared. I think my bank's okay. You know what I mean?
I'm FDIC insured. And I don't have no money in the bank to be getting out anyway. So there we go.
You got your wife's money. Just take that.
She married me. She didn't marry. She didn't marry for my good looks or my pockets. I know that. So I don't know what she married.
It's because your sparkling personality.
It's something. I don't know if the sparkling's is what I would use.
Is it because you look like Peter Griffin?
Dude, Bob, did you hear that? Did you hear that? You're on mute.
Yeah.
Chico Bean came right on stage. He goes, "Oh, Peter Griffin." Roasted me the whole show.
I watched part of your set the other night, Vaughn, at that show you did, I guess it was 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
Which one was it? Shoot. I don't even remember.
I know you did a show a couple weeks ago, and I watched. Yeah, it was on your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You guys gotta do like get a good 15-20 minutes down and then record it and post it on YouTube.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to compile now. That's why I haven't been posting so much.
Yeah, that seemed like I had to figure out like a new video and audio part that I just started using like last night. And so it'll come soon, and then we'll like be able to compile it. It's hard to do open mics when you're practicing material. It's hard.
Right.
When you're doing shows, it's a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who was in the back room that I just kicked out, I kicked you out because I'm not doing a panel today. I literally just wanted Vaughn and William to come up here to talk stand up. That's the only reason.
Vaughn, I've been trying to get, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but me and Stevens have been talking about doing a show at the beginning of the Dolphin season at Vasasaur, right?
Yep.
And it'll be called Finn's Laugh 2.
Finn's Laugh.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man. I'm looking forward to it. I was thinking something like that should happen anyway.
And it should. And Steven's got enough, of a following that it would be a pretty good show.
What are you talking about? Only 70 people are watching me right now. I'm nobody.
Well, they like listening to you.
That's because we're not talking football. We ran them off.
We did run them off. They're like, we're not talking about Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle and Dave Chappelle.
About these jabronis.
We can't constantly talk football all the time because it gets kind of worn out at arguing over the same thing over the time.
Yeah,
that's the problem with doing a show, like having a channel. Like I in the past, I every now and again I try to bring up baseball, or you guys know I like NASCAR, and I talk basketball, but it's so tough because 95% of my fan base, or the fan base on the channel, I don't want to say the fan base of the channel, are Dolphins fans, right? So anytime I don't talk about the Dolphins, my numbers don't necessarily show. So the problem is you have to build that up, right?
Yeah, but like if you got knowledgeable people like that dude that's the MMA guy that owns the gym up there that you brought in that one day.
Oh, Angel Ortiz. Angel knows his crap about. He is a certified, commission, licensed MMA referee. He's a former MMA fighter. He's done UFC sanctioned events as far as refereeing. Like, he's the man. He knows his stuff.
Dude, I know the fight game in and out. You know what I'm saying?
But it's so tough though, because I've been doing this now 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things that I could be doing better, and there's a lot of things that I think that I could be doing that I think I'm doing well, but it's a grind, it's consistency, right? And so I feel like this is about all my mental health I can deal with doing the show on a daily basis and trying to do it.
People that you can collab with, Steven. Me and Vaughn.
I got Jason, right? Jason's great. CB83 is absolutely amazing. Batman, when he was on my channel, has been great.
What about Nicky Smokes? What's going on with him?
Nicky's doing his thing, and we talk and text all the time. The problem, if having the heart to heart, I think the problem is two things. Nobody, or not everybody. Everybody's kind of got I think there's a way. The YouTube world of content has kind of changed the landscape of how we go about it. Like, I'm a huge Barstool Sports guy, right? Not from the standpoint of like taking a lot of their content, but I enjoy the route that they went. And ultimately, I'd like to build something like that down here. But there's a few problems. Number one, I'm not down there. I live in Baltimore, right? Number two, it's expensive as all hell to go down there, and I do not have the money to live down there right now. And the other thing of is everybody's kind of got their own way of how they want to do things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think we all have our viewpoints. I think part of the problem, and this is towards nobody in particular, nobody's willing to be second or third. Everybody wants to be the leader. Everybody wants to be the man in charge. Nobody's willing to join or get on the team permanently and say, okay, let's. And Barstool Sports was successful not because of Dave Portnoy, but because Dave Portnoy got 20 or 30 people to jump on board and buy into Barstool Sports, not Dave Portnoy, right?
He sold that thing for $660 million.
Ridiculous, right? So same thing about, you know, the Miami sports music, right? Or anybody, right? Anybody's thing. Like, I love what TD does, right? TD is absolutely amazing, and people have gotten on him for trying to build up TD fan talk. But the reality is he's got a great business, and he's really good at what he does. And I think if you took him and made 32 of them for all the other 32 teams, it's no different than what Chat Sports does or any of these other outlets. Locked On. Look what Locked On did. Locked On was absolutely amazing. David Locke loved talking sports, said, I can build this into something big. And now there's Locked On Dolphins. There's Locked On Hurricanes. There's Locked On Marlins. There's Locked On Eagles. There's Locked On Commanders. That's all after David Locke, right? So I think we all want to try to be original in kind of what we do. We also want to do it. But I think the thing for me is I'm willing to go on somebody else's team if they're willing to put an emphasis and a focus on what I am trying to build or want to do. But I think ultimately it's a matter of, you know, look, I have a family. I got 2 kids. I got to figure out a way to pay the bills. You know, when I ask for donations, they go to 2 places. They go to helping pay bills at my house and to helping pour money back into this and what I'm trying to build. You know, and those are the honest 2 things. And I'm not ashamed or afraid to say that. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Because otherwise I couldn't do this every morning for 3 or 4 hours every morning. I could not do it. Could not be done. You know?
Well, what I would tell you is you've got a good thing going, and you got a lot of people that like you and support you and love you and want to see you do well. You know what I mean? And I ever since I first started coming on here with you, like I was like, man, I'm gonna get behind Steven and make sure that you know, I just want to be a little part of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's something special here. I told Steven this too when I first started, you know, coming onto the channel too. I said, Steven, you know, I always tell him like, hey man, keep going. Like, don't doubt yourself. Like, you have something here. I'm not just saying that. Like, I see it. I just keep going forward, man.
I appreciate that. And by the way, I believe that too. It's just there's days I wake up and I'm like, shit, this is hard. This is not easy. This takes a lot out of you. I think, and I don't want to get back into today, but part of where Jason puts all of his focus and time and effort into building many different avenues of what he's trying to build. And so when somebody, even if it's a joke in certain areas or steps over that line, I don't think that Cap necessarily. I think that Cap happened to be the iceberg that broke the dam, right? And it was like, all right, this is one too many, and I can't deal with that. And I'm not putting Jason out there or calling Cap out. I just think that's a good example of you guys when you guys call people out for any reason. Like, I don't agree with everything every YouTube content creator does in the Dolphin community, but you will never, ever see me say anything remotely negative about how a person runs their channel or how they choose to go about running their show or channel. Because that's their business. That's how they do it. And I get a little offended when somebody says something about how I run my channel or how I do what I do. This is me. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. There's a million things you can discuss or talk. You just like stand-up comedy, right? There's certain stand-up comedians that are just not for everybody.
See, the thing about that is I could take a joke that I do over here and take it to New Orleans, and it'll kill over there, but not do it all right over here. You know what I mean? It's just context to everything. You know what I mean? I got a question real quick. Yeah, super subjective. Is Reason the angriest Canadian in all of Canada? Canadian town?
I don't know about that. I'm trying to read what people are talking about in the chat, and I can't keep up with you guys. There's a lot going on there.
He's just passionate like Cap, man.
I've never seen a Canadian so mad. I've been telling y'all this since day one. What did I've been here.
But I love and I appreciate everybody in the community and what they do. I don't like everybody in the community or what they do, but I appreciate everybody in the community and what they do.
I tell you what, Raisin's film study is some of the best. You know what I mean? The way he studies film.
I wasn't even saying that. I was just saying in general, right? Like I'm just saying there are people that love TD, and there are some people that can't stand TD, right? TD, here's what I know about TD. I know that there are people that love my channel that cannot stand TD. And I tell them TD is the nicest individual you ever meet. This man took time out of his day and his family and his show and his anything to teach me about YouTube in the beginning, to show him, hey, this is what you need to do. You need to put certain keywords in your tagging, and you need to make sure stuff is titled properly, and you need to make sure your monetization is on, and you need to make sure X, Y, and Z, right? And that was all stuff that he had to learn on his own, right? But he decided to put me up on game so that I didn't have to learn the hard way, right? That I knew. So the fact, to me, that's when somebody new comes in the community, I want to do the same thing that TD did for me. And
it's invaluable to have somebody like that.
And Doug Lee, for that matter, too. Doug's the same way. I can't say enough.
I love Doug.
Anytime, as long as it's in the evening time, because he's always busy during the day, and he can never come on my show in the morning because he's got a baby and works from home. But if I ask that man any question in the evening time, I get a response. Like he's absolutely amazing. He's one of the best human beings in the world.
He's a gentle giant, that's for sure.
I love Doug. I love Doug and I love TD. I think what Reason's done in this community hasn't, the way he does it, I don't think it's been duplicated. I think everybody's unique in their own way, and I think what he has over there is great. K Flexen, when he was really big in the community, same way. I love what the Fins Tailgate does. I think what they do is, I love all the personalities that Color, El Capitan, and that now they brought in people like Shake Money and Lewis, and Lewis is one of my best friends. I can admit that. Lewis, I love Lewis. I would do absolutely anything for Lewis, right? So I think that there are just so many great, and I know I missed a lot of people, and I don't mean any disrespect. If I missed you, I apologize. I don't mean to not say your name. That's the problem. When you call people out, they're like, well, what about me?
CB83.
Hey, look, here's the thing. CB83, Batman, Nando Talk,
Batman,
and Smoke Show,
Yep.
and Nikki Smokes. I can't say enough about those four guys. Right?
Nando looks like he's getting a little weight on him.
I can tell you, Nando and CB83 are absolutely amazing. You might not like how they go about making their content. You don't like maybe how they might do things, their positivity, or how they go about the. I think they're so both unique in what they do. I think Nando and CB83 have something that a lot of people don't have. They have the energy. They have the right. I think their heart's in the right place, and I love anything that they do. And when it comes to Batman and Nikki Smokes, who have done stuff on my channel before, they call me up. I'm gonna be the first one to pick up my phone and say, "What can I help you out with? What can I do?" Those guys are awesome. Allie Dolfreaky, she had one show. I think she had like 3 episodes on my podcast. She realized the work and effort and the amount of time that goes into it. Realized I got a million other things to do. It wasn't that she's one of my best friends. We talk once a week easily. And it's not for 5 minutes, it's for an hour. And her husband Jared's absolutely amazing. And I can talk with them anytime I want. So I think there's so many great people within the community, super fans, other content creators, people on Twitter Spaces. I think they all have a place within the community. But to the original conversation about you can't talk Dolphins 24/7, it's tough because my fan base or the fan base that's here is here because they like the Dolphins.
Yeah, I get that.
And so when you talk about something different, I go down to 68 people instead of 200 or 150. And I'm not anywhere near the number. Like Reason and TD, when those guys are live, I mean, they got 700, 800, 500, 400, 1,000, like, and their Sundays live streams. Oh my God. 2,000, 3,000 people live at any one time. Same thing with Doug, right? So I think here's the thing. You have to be genuine in who you are as a person. And what I can say, I will say from TD's and Doug's standpoint, being goats of the community, being OGs of the community, they're two of the most genuine individuals that I have ever met. And I would do absolutely anything for either one of them. And I think the only reason I'm in the place that I'm in right now is because of guys like them. And I want to do the same thing for guys like CB83, for guys like Nando. I think they're great individuals. And then when somebody else like the Finn Tailgate, I don't look at them as a competition. I look at them as brothers in arms, and that we're all here to do different stuff and do the same thing. So I love what they do, and I think they love what I do. And if they don't, I don't think that's the case. So they're always in the chat. The color's in the chat right now. So they're just great people. And I think if you're genuine in what you do, you grind in what you do, you practice your craft. I try to be up here 5 days a week. It doesn't always work like that. I try to be up here between 9 and 10 sometimes. It doesn't always work like that. But I think if you're genuine in what you do and you're a good person at heart, I think those things will come back to you tenfold. But understand it's not overnight. It's tough. It can get very lonely. It can get very frustrating. I've had many moments where I've been like, man, fuck this. I no longer want to do any of this anymore. And I've had to be talked off the ledge of, no, this is what you're supposed to do. You're really good at this. And I think we've all had those moments in everything. And I'm sure you guys have, even being new to stand-up, both of you guys, right? So
I was going to say it's very synonymous with your story in parallel to being a comedian. It's like it takes a lot to go up there in front of people and practice your art, especially you're in places where people really don't care. They're not even there for a comedy show when you're doing open mics. So they're talking, you worked on this, you practiced this, and you're trying to do it, and your people are talking over you. Like, sometimes you leave the stage and you're like, the fuck is the point of this? But, it's just a momentary thing for me usually. And then I get back to, all right, this is what comes with it,
It's just the grind on everything. I remember whenever I couldn't play pool.
I like what Color just said. He said, you really got to want to do it. I stress because really sometimes we think we want to do things, but really don't. I'll add to that or change that a little bit and say we can want to do something. And then when we realize how much work and time and effort goes into it, we're like, oh, shit, like this is work.
But see, would you rather this work or would you rather be working for some company or some, being underappreciated?
Von 954, I think that has its pros and its cons, right? Like I'm not guaranteed a paycheck doing this every day.
Yeah.
I'm not making enough to pay bills. I am, as we speak, thinking about taking a 9 to 5 because I have to figure out a way to pay bills, right? So I've had people that said, Steven, you sound like you're I think Mark or somebody from the Bills Mafia group is like, oh, here we go, another begathon. I think that's bullshit. I think that when I ask for donations, I think that, hey, look, I'm putting effort, I'm putting time, I'm putting work, and it's not just from 9 to noon or 10 to noon or 10 to 1. I'm thinking about this after I'm off the show. I'm making, thumbnails. I'm trying to figure out, what can I do better, trying to bring on people. And there's so much work that goes into it. And so
guess what? Mark would have a platform saying that if it wasn't for you to be in here. He wouldn't be able to say that if you weren't here. You know what I mean? Yeah, the thing about it is,
people just want everything free though.
Everybody wants that instant gratification.
By the way, I want to say this too. I don't expect anybody to donate.
You don't have to.
And I don't care if you do or not. But understand, I think I'm okay to be at. I don't think it's Mark. Maybe it's not Mark who says that. And I don't mean to call out Mark if he was the guy.
I think it was that Tua guy.
I don't know who it was, but I know it was somebody from Bills Mafia. But what I will say is I don't think there's nothing wrong with how I go about doing it. This is how I choose to go about it. If you don't like it, go find another channel. And I think the people that have donated, I've had people that have texted me, sent me donations at 2:00 in the afternoon, basically saying, hey, I'm sending this to you because I just watched your show and I just want to donate because you're fucking awesome, man. You're a great guy. And I think just keep doing what you're doing. And is $10 going to keep the lights on? No. But $10 here, $1 here, $5 here, $2 here, that all adds up. That all makes one thing. And if you can't donate, I ask to share the content. Just share it. All you gotta do is if you're on social media, share the content. If you can share the channel, that's how I got to 10,000 subscribers, because you, the fans, went to other people and said, hey, bro, you need to go subscribe to this channel. You know? That's the way I look at it.
Well, keep doing what you're doing, my brother, because it's gonna. You're gonna look back on this. You're gonna look back on all this and how hard it was to get to where you're gonna be going. You know what I mean? But here's the thing: you've got people that want to be on the journey with you too. So so just know that you got people behind you.
Here you go, Stephen Griffith. Thank you, Kaz. I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate that, man. That's good. That was good. Bam. But let me say this final thing about this, and we can change subject or leave or whatever. But
I'm just gonna eat some Mexican, not Mexican people, but just Mexican.
I would not. I think I want to say two things. I would not be here if it wasn't for people like Von 954, Chef Zhu, Von Joe, Trucker Sean, Cap for Life, Dolphin Don. The list goes on and on. Miss Fins, Lewis, you, William, Caslin. I mean, because you guys have supported the channel. You guys have been there. Color, same thing. Perfect G. Perfect Q, excuse me, Wayne D, Andres, we got next. I'm just going down the line to see who's been concrete. Look, here's the fun part about it too. I think that in order for me to get to where I'm at, I don't think I could have done that unless I'm really about spread kindness, positivity, and love. And that's my true motto of my true creed of how I kind of look forward to it. And Trucker Sean's right. He's like, I look forward to it every single day. When I haven't been on, I've had people get mad at me, not get mad, but like, man, I really missed your show today, man. Where were you, man? And
there's a couple of days that I was like, I guess Steven's not going to come on and talk about this big news today.
Look, you know what's funny about that? And Jason touched on it a little bit earlier. So, you guys know this. I've said this before. I don't think this is nothing new to the 59, 60 people that are still watching. I deal with depression and anxiety. I've been diagnosed clinically with severe depression and severe anxiety, and I take medication for it, and I have ADHD and all this other crap. There are mornings I wake up.
That's why we're buddies.
It's tough to just get out of bed, man. Like, it's like the world is horrible. The world sucks. I'm very blessed. I don't know why I ever complain. I have a beautiful wife who loves me. I have 2 kids who think the world of me. They're both healthy kids. My wife is allowing me the opportunity to do this on a regular basis and not go work a 9-to-5 job because she believes in what I do here. She'd like to see more money come through the door, and we've had arguments about that. But she's still been there, to do that. And I have my hurts, habits, and hangups. That's why I haven't gambled in almost 6 years. And August will be 6 years I haven't gambled. But we all have something, and we all go through something. So no, when I don't show up in the morning, there might be some that, hey, I had to take my kid to a doctor's appointment. But there are times that I'm hurting mentally, and it's just a tough morning. And
that's whenever you need. Yeah, you see, Stephen, that's whenever you need people. Because right in those moments, you know what I'm saying? You got to have that friend that's going to be like, Hey, get up. We're not doing this today. You know what I mean? I'm lucky to have all those friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm lucky. I have the best friends that anybody could ask for. We look like a bunch of fucking freak show circus, but and I look like the ringleader. But I mean, it's they won't ever. Whenever the kid's mom went to prison, and I was and I was raising these kids by myself, they always made sure that I'd never quit. You know what I mean? And I mean, I didn't know how I was gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even know how. Well, some days we didn't even know, like, how I was gonna be able to get to work for 4 hours and make sure that one of the kids had to be at one thing. You know what I mean? And then there's 3 of them. You know what I mean? So it's just those things. But I look back now that I do stand up, and I can tell you all these stories in the light that I wanted to paint it, because it was never like we were victims.
Mhm.
Now that I can do stand up, I can tell the actual story. You know what I mean? And everybody laughed with me.
And to me that's the best part about sports, right? 9/11 happened, and you can hate the Yankees, but it was really cool to see the Yankees make that run to the World Series when that happened, right? And
yeah,
and the country was hurting, the world was hurting. We go through the lockdown, and we were missing sports when sports wasn't here. I think I appreciated sports on a different level when there was nothing in 2020 when the world locked down.
I'm being real honest with you, Steven. I thought everybody was going to die.
Yeah, I really need sports, right? And
Mhm.
and I thought about, man, a world without the Dolphins, how horrible of a world that would be, right? So, and it made me appreciate things like San Diego Charger fans, right? They don't have their team anymore. Oakland Raider fans, their teams moved to Vegas. I appreciate those little small integral things that, my team is here. I still have the Dolphins to root for. I still have my health, so sometimes it's just being reminded of things. And so, do I want 1,000 viewers live? Yes.
It will get there.
I hope that I get there one day, but
it's going to get there.
But I'm very happy right now that 59 people are still choosing to be like, hey man, I know you're
listen
not
to this rambling,
but I love what you're talking about. I need to hear this. That's what Spread Kindness Friday is all about, man. That's what Spread Kindness Friday is all about. And I love it. I love you guys. You guys are the best.
And I'm getting out of here now, Steven, because I got to go get me something to eat. The gremlin beside me is just going to die. He's like, when are you going to stop talking to Steven? I said, I'll never stop, Seth, you greedy bastard.
I'm going to get something to eat, too. I love you, buddy. You're the man.
Brother,
I appreciate
I love you, too, man.
I appreciate your donation today, your $50 donation, man.
I hated what happened.
He said Williams' version of stand-up is him standing on a soapbox so he can actually see the back of the room.
He's right. He's exactly right. Guys, it's good. Hey, y'all have a great day. Steven, you're the man. I love you, brother, and we'll see you here soon.
I love you too, man. Be good, buddy. All right, Miami Sports Music, Von 954 saying my phone got too hot in this Florida sun. Thanks for having me up, Steven. Love you, bro. I love you too. You guys are the best. I don't care that there's only 60 people watching. I'd rather have you 60 than 1,000 people that don't care. All right, maybe I want 1,000. I'm sorry, guys. I do want the views. I was definitely I was inspired by Pat McAfee's 500,000 live viewers when Aaron Rodgers was on Wednesday. That was crazy to me. Got my head thinking so many things. I need to get Pat McAfee on. That's what it said. You guys are the best. I do love you. I appreciate everything today. I appreciate all the donations today. It's much appreciated. Thank you so much for supporting, liking, enjoying. My homework for you this weekend on Spread Kindness Friday, I'll say 2 things. Number one, before the homework, if you're alone, or you feel like you're lonely, you feel like the world's coming to an end and the walls are closing around you, know you're not alone, know that you're loved, and that somebody wants you in this life, and I know that I do. So 988 Suicide Crisis Lifeline, there is always somebody to fucking talk to. Don't ever think you are alone or that nobody wants you or that the world would be better off without you, because it fucking won't. The world needs people like you. I need you. I need you to keep watching my show. I can't move forward if you decide to leave this world. So 9-8, that's my selfish reasons, but moreover than that, God loves you, and we all do. So 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline number is very easy. If you have an issue, if you feel like you want to make that horrible decision, call 988. Reach out. Just reach out. It's that easy. And as far as the homework is concerned today, sometimes it's hard for us to reach out to people. It's hard day. There's hard days to reach out to people. So my homework for you is reach out to somebody today. Reach out to somebody today that you haven't talked to in a long time and say, hey, I miss you. I'm thinking about you. I wanted to know how you're doing. I apologize. I haven't been good of a friend lately, but I just wanted to know I'm thinking about you and that. Reach out to somebody. I'm telling you that text message can save somebody's life, because they might feel that nobody gives a fuck about me. Nobody cares about me. Nobody ever texts me or calls me. Reach out to somebody today. Do it. I dare you to do it. We all need that. Okay? I love y'all. Y'all the best. You guys are the number one Miami fans in the world. Keep on watching. We'll see you all next week right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Peace.
I know the whole city rise. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fins for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. My intuition told me this. To trust the coach, he holds the gift. He knowing when to go with fits. So we knowing when to switch. This year we got the golden pick. Time to see what that pick about. Bad vibes get sent out. Only fans up in this house. We been waiting, yeah, we been patient.